here and won $22,000 and $32,000 for tonight's 50-lap run. Plus, if it's one of the guys that won last night, he's already won $25,000 coming into this event.
You can see they're still putting more and more speedy dry down on the racetrack after Andy Hillenburg did have to make one lap before they called him into the garage area, and he left a steady stream of 76 lubricant around this mile-and-a-half racetrack. So we're going to be a moment or so away from getting this race going. So why don't we take care of a little business while track cleanup continues? The start of the Winston Open, just moments away here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
What's for lunch?
Cranberry and jelly.
Ham and cheese.
Another day.
Morning, boys.
Another dollar.
How are you?
Morning, Mr. France.
Nice looking shirt you got on there.
These drivers are ready, and they are looking sharp. Right you are, Chuck. There's the green, and the chase is on.
Chase Authentics Apparel.
That's why it's called the Intimidator.
The chase is on.
It's a fight to the finish.
Congratulations. Thanks, sir. Have a good run today.
Yeah, thanks a many.
Nice chip.
Nice shirt.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
Thank you.
No matter what you need, from boosters for your Bronco to calipers for your Camry, Pep Boys has it. Now Pep Boys has new lower prices on Raybestos Pro Stop brake pads and shoes. From just $9.99, get Raybestos Pro Stop pads and shoes as low as only $9.99. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Need a muffler? Right now at participating Midas shops, the famous Economizer Plus muffler is just $29.95 for a limited time only. So get into Midas for a great muffler for just $29.95 before it's too late.
Tuesday on TNN, Untouched and Untamed. Dan Rather journeys through the Great Smokies with Dolly Parton and Kenny Chesney. Unspoiled Country, Tuesday, 8 Eastern, a part of TNN's Wild Wild Web Week.
If you're on the lookout for quality used auto parts, and tons of them, Jim's Auto Salvage in Sebring is the first and last stop you need to make. We've been in the auto salvage business for over 25 years and have over 40 acres of parts inventory. Individuals and dealers alike will find our warehouses stocked full of late model auto and truck parts. Jim's Auto Salvage delivers daily to businesses throughout Central Florida. Save your money. Why buy new when used will do just fine? Come see us soon at Jim's Auto Salvage and Jim's Import Auto Salvage, both serving you in Sebring.
Introducing the latest in a long line of green blurs. The new Ninja ZX-9R. The legend continues.
Con Superstore, your big toy store, has just moved to its new location with 25,000 square feet of showroom, the largest in Central Florida.
The field has now gotten the one-to-go signal. They have put speedy dry all around the racetrack due to the problems of Andy Hillenburg's car. And we're about set to go racing in the Winston Open. 50 laps, 75 miles. Jerry Nadeau will be carrying our onboard cameras here today. And he has a long way to go from back of the field. But we'll watch him slice his way through the pack. Todd Bodine also has cameras for us. Todd, as we mentioned earlier, a former winner of this event when he drove for Butch Mock Motorsports. That was back in 1995. And there is the Budweiser Chevrolet Wally Dallenbach on board this weekend. And he'll take us around the mile-and-a-half Charlotte Motor Speedway as well.
Well, keep with us, but also log on with your computer to country.com. Doesn't cost a thing. You can pick whichever driver you want to watch on the in-car camera. You can also click on some other interesting stuff, including a column by Buddy Baker. I didn't know you were a writer.
Did you see the 50 car, the little green glob up there?
That's Louis the Lizard.
That is Louis the Lizard.
And you know he was making fun of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you wanted to cook him.
Well, as soon as he made fun of you, I said, you're in the pot there, Louis.
Yeah, man.
Green flag is about to be displayed here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Cinch up the seatbelts, folks. Here we go. One driver will advance from this race to the Winston. Jeremy Mayfield just wanted to get a big jump, but he didn't get it.
He didn't get it. Jimmy Spencer fighting back on the outside down the back straightaway. Johnny Benson now with the 12 car. You can see the fire flying out of the car as it bottomed out down the back straightaway, Jeremy. And Spencer comes out with the lead.
Spencer leaves. Benson not handling there in the corner. You saw that yellow car, Johnny Benson, go up a bit in the banking. It opened the inside for Ward Burton there in third spot.
Most deja vu last night. That's just what Spencer did. Dove right out front as soon as he possibly could and hung on all the way.
Ward Burton in the 22, the black car in third there, just got by Benson. You see Benson dropping back just a little bit. He may be having a handling problem early in the get-go here.
Mike Skinner with the new look for the Lowe's team here today.
First time back since Texas. He's driving hurt. He's had 2 big crashes.
Caution.
Oh!
Problems right there. Brett Bodine goes around off turn 4. The Paychecks machine brings out the first caution flag of the evening. Lap number 2.
He's bent front and back.
That's too bad. You know, that kind of says what kind of a year this has been too for Brett. It's not been a vintage season.
Eli, I'm looking at the car, though. It does not look to have that much damage. It's mostly just the sheet metal rubbing on the tires. He could come in, maybe not lose a lap and get that car back into contention.
And one of the nicest guys in the garage area, too. Of course, this sport doesn't differentiate between the nice and the not nice. And everybody, for the most part, are a nice bunch. But watch what happens there. Brett in the 11.
Brett on the bottom, right on the white line, coming through the corner, gets into green just a little bit in the 96 there and loses control. Look at everybody behind him. Morgan Shepherd in the 46 squeezes by, heads up driving by.
Lake speed right there, got to the inside.
And it's only the front of the car, not the front and the back, that got damaged. And it looks minor. He is on pit road now. They're going to try to fix it.
Now let's mention yellow flag laps do count in this race. This is just like a normal NASCAR Winston Cup race as far as rules are concerned. Then you saw Skinner make the move around Benson, and behind them the spin for Brett Bodine. And if you're curious, we've shown you Mike Skinner's car a few times up close as we watch Brett break loose again. Skinner just pulled away and saw all of this in the back of his rear view mirror. But good to see Mike back after missing those 3 races.
Brett was trying to do the right thing. He realized he was going to get into David Green's car, and he jerked the car, and that's what spun him out.
Matt Yoakum was in that Brett Bodine pit.
Eli, the 11 car, just pulled out of his pit box. Some damage to the right front body work, the fascia bent in. He looks like he's probably going to come back in for more work. They used the Roush roller on the car to try to pull the fender out a little bit, but there is damage to the right front.
Matt, let's talk a little bit too, and Glenn, you can, about the Cheerios team, and talk about that Roush roller as well for a lot of folks who are new to NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Glenn, why don't you cover both aspects there?
Okay, well, one thing let's cover first is Buddy Baker. You're exactly right. Watching Johnny Benson on the racetrack, he does have a problem. The car is extremely loose, and that is not what you want to hear the first couple laps of the race. Now, the roller, I wasn't in the pit, but I'm assuming, Eli, that you're talking about that. They used to use softball bats. In fact, some of them still do. But one of the guys that worked for Roush invented this little roller thing where they put it up between the wheel and the fender. He takes off, rolls the car, it pushes the fender out, gets that fender off of the tire, stops the rubbing, and allow him to go on. Now, while we're talking about the guys with problems, I went over and asked Paul Andrews if Jeremy Mayfield had a problem because Spencer was able to get by him so easily. Remember, we told you there was oil down in turn 1. Jeremy was a little concerned about that. The car did indeed get a little loose on the first lap when he went in there, and then as Spencer pulled up beside him going down the backstretch, he basically took Jeremy's line away from him, entering in the corner. He was already a little looser. Jeremy just had to back out, let him go, but they think he's okay.
So we'll all find out as this evening rolls on. And again, these caution laps do count here in the Winston Open. Riding with Todd Bodine, and he had a good view of what happened to his brother.
David Green did a super job of not losing control of the 96 car when he got hit on the left rear corner also.
And so did Morgan driving through there in the 46.
So the first caution wraps up now. Green is in the air as Jimmy Spencer leads him back to the stripe here in the Winston Open.
Look at this, 3 wide going down into turn 1. Joe Nemechek in the 42 there got a jump on the 50 car coming down the front straightaway and trying to make the move, but he's on the outside. I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off.
Molly Dahlin back in the 50, gets right back to the inside right there, does hold that position.
We saw some more sparks there in the first turn area, and you're going to see that. You'll see less of it as the race unfolds and the fuel loads lighten up. But the cars are set up so that they run so close to the ground that they will actually, upon occasion, bottom, and that's the sparking.
You know, it's really there during the daytime, but at nighttime you can actually see the sparks flying. It really emphasizes anytime you bottom out at all with your exhaust pipe or anything, usually that spark does not mean anything just desperate happening to the car.
That's 6th place on your screen. Nemechek grabs it. Dallenbach is back to 7th. Hut Strickland is 8th. If you're a fan of Brett Bodine, he's back on pit road. Still a tire rub. Meanwhile, you're looking at 12th place right there. Morgan Shepherd and the rest from that point on back. David Green, Derek Cope in that mix. That's 12th place on your screen. And for the lead, Jeremy Mayfield off turn 2.
Boy, he made that move look pretty easy, but you see Spencer fighting back on the outside, but look at Ward Burton coming on the bottom. Spencer really drives that car deep in the corner. You can see 3 wide as they start off the corner.
Well, this is why the crowd's excited. Let me just tell you what. The lead swapping around.
Spencer hangs on to the advantage, and it's going to cost Mayfield a spot.
And Mike Skinner now is trying to get a position on Jeremy Mayfield, and looks like he's going to make the pass coming off turn 2.
Skinner is in that white and blue car, painted up with the colors of the Special Olympic World Games that are sponsored by Lowe's, his primary sponsor, and that's one of the new paint schemes here tonight.
Boy, getting beat up so bad as he has gotten beaten up sure has not slowed Mike Skinner down at all.
Joe Nemechek in the 42 there, trying to put Mayfield another spot back. This is desperation time. There's only one car going to advance into the Western. They have to make a move pretty quick.
9 laps are complete of 50. This race really over before you know it.
Nemechek in the 42 on the bottom is fast.
The folks at Napa bringing you NASCAR timing and scoring across the top of the screen. At Napa, we keep America running.
Eli, I tell you, it don't take very long for a person to trip back through the field. Mayfield leading this race just a few laps ago, and we have a fight for the lead. Here comes Ward Burton alongside Jimmy Spencer going into turn 3.
The Pontiac inside of the Taurus. And here comes Ward with the lead as Spencer goes high off the corner. So the new leader is Ward Burton. There's Kenny Schrader now in a 33 car. He's running with Lake Speed and the rest of that pack. 35 there, Todd Bodine. 77, Robert Presley. That's 18th on back.
And Todd Bodine did a great run off the corner on that high line. He never backed off. The second group is really coming in. The high line is not that bad. Robert Presley in the 77 right now. Taking a look. Oh! They are so close, as you can see.
It was a look by Braille is what that was.
12 laps complete of 50.
Oh, man. Schrader is running. Let me tell you what, Schrader is flying, and that's a backup car. They haven't had much opportunity to try that. Look at this race for 3rd.
Right, Mayfield just outguns Skinner up into turn number 3.
Well, he knows he has to get a move on here. Jeremy got caught on the outside groove there and was not able to keep momentum. Now he's worked his way back by the 31 there, Skinner, and looks like he's drawing in on Jimmy Spencer running 2nd.
Glenn Jarrett, what are you hearing from Paul Andrews and Jeremy's team?
Well, Eli, when Jeremy got shuffled back on the outside, I went up and asked Paul, I said, your car is much better on the inside, isn't it? He said, absolutely. He said, we got to get back down. You just have to let those cars go by him. When he made that run for the lead, remember, he made it on the inside. As long as Jeremy's on the inside of the racetrack, he is fine. They've got enough stuff to get back to the front.
Just as Glenn said, you can see he's right up there, but there's a great race right here. Mike Skinner right now and Joe Nemechek are fighting it out just behind the lead 3, and it looks to me like they're running very, very quick around the base of the racetrack. That white line there is the distinction between the flat part of the track and the bank part, so they're running right on the bottom.
Well, Nemechek keeps looking at the bottom. He's not getting anything done down there, but he keeps looking down there, and eventually he is going to be able to make his move if Hut Strickland, who's running behind him, doesn't get in first.
Meanwhile, up front, Ward Burton by 0.4 of a second leads Jimmy Spencer and Jeremy Mayfield. That's the kind of tension you have in the Winston Open.
In racing, the engine is everything.
What?
It's the driver.
A driver will never see a finish line without a great engine.
The greatest engine will never see a victory lap without a great driver.
At least they agree on Texaco Haviland Formula 3 motor oil, the same oil you can buy right off the shelf. And also try Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze from Texaco.
The engine's the first thing to the finish line.
Not in Indy cars.
It is fast.
It is competitive.
It is exciting.
It is Pocono.
See all the stars of NASCAR Winston Cup racing at Pocono twice this year. June 21st, it's the Pocono 500. July 26th, it's the Pennsylvania 500. Both races sold out in '97, so call now. Operators standing by. Call 1-800-RACEWAY. Pocono salutes NASCAR on its 50th anniversary.
A lot of times when something goes wrong with your car, you know it right away. But some parts, like shock absorbers, tend to wear out gradually over time. So gradually that many drivers fail to realize just how worn their shocks have become. So rather than wait till it's painfully obvious that you need new shocks, stop by your nearest AutoZone. Right now, when you buy 3 Gabriel Gas Rider shocks or struts, you get the 4th one free, only at AutoZone.
Competition won't be able to explain when the only 4-door rookie in NASCAR starts blowing their doors off. Maybe they should get more doors. Ford Taurus.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Winston NASCAR's All-Star Weekend in Charlotte is being brought to you by the more than 1,900 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by the Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. Welcome back to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. That is 7th place on your screen. Mike Skinner and Johnny Benson behind the race leader, Ward Burton. Again, if you're new to this special format, this is a one-winner take-all. No holds barred. The winner only advances to the main event. Very much like one of your heat races or concees at home at your local NASCAR Winston Racing Series short track. One winner only advances to the Winston, the All-Star race. Eli Gold, Buddy Baker, Dick Bergman, Glenn Jarrett, Matt Yoakum, Steve Burns on hand here at Charlotte. There's Ted Musgrave grabbing 16th. And the man with whom we're riding, Wally Dallenbach, now begins to backslide just a bit.
Wally seems to be having some handling problems. He's not able to keep the car really, really quick in the center part of the corner. You see it washing up the racetrack here. He's all the way out on the wide side of the racetrack. Cannot hold it low.
And that's one of the new cars as well.
And there you see Jeremy Mayfield. He now works that low side, the inside of the racetrack, closing in on Ward.
Boy, that car is a rocket ship, Eli, of the 12 there, Mayfield. You can see coming off the corner, he's closed in about 2 car lengths. Right there is his strong suit. And you can see Ward Burton getting sideways coming out of the corner.
Mayfield's working him. He's going to get right on his back bumper and try to get that car sideways and get underneath him. Watch it.
The rundown across the top of the screen. NASCAR scoring brought to you by MCI. 10-3-2-1. Just dial it and save up to 50%. Going around, Randy McDonald in the Thee Dixon-owned number 85. If you're a Brett Bodine fan, he's gone to the garage. Morgan Shepherd made an unscheduled stop, and here goes Jeremy Mayfield.
You can see Ward Burton getting sideways there. He does not want that Ford right up under the Pontiac. It's a little bit loose coming off the corner. Jeremy Mayfield takes the lead.
Show lap number 24 will be the official change there, but Ward Burton's not finished.
Touche. I'll get him right up under you. Making a move down the back straightaway into 3.
This is one of Ward Burton's best runs all year. Great run for Ward Burton with Bill Davis, car owner. Boy, he just got right back in the lead again, didn't he?
Powered his way through, and again, only the winner advances, Glenn.
Oh, that's exactly right, and they don't want to give up any position on the racetrack. I just asked Bill Davis if the car were loose, and he said, yeah, you could see him. Ward saw the steering wheel turn it sideways off the corner, but he does not like for Jeremy to be up under him. But even worse than that, he doesn't like for Jeremy to be in front of him, so he's going to try to hold him off. Remember, all in the pre-race show, everybody's talking about it's a guessing game, it's a guessing game. We're hearing a lot of guys yell about the cars being loose, loose, loose. Well, they're the guys that guess wrong.
And, of course, that's something they've dealt with over the years because the Winston has been practiced during the day and run at night since 1992. So this is something they've been dealing with now for a number of years.
Here comes Jeremy again, giving him a look on the inside. Ward Burton leading the race in this black 22 down the back straightaway. They look very, very even as far as I'm concerned through the corners.
And there goes Ted Musgrave in the 16, feeling the heat from Jimmy Spencer. That is 7th spot.
Jimmy fighting a loose condition, cannot stay on the bottom of the racetrack. You see him chasing the car up the bank because of the loss of grip on the back of the car.
And Steve Burns has got to be frustrating for Donnie Wingo and the boys just to watch that.
Yeah, it sure is. I just talked to Donnie a second ago, Eli, and he said that Jimmy is reporting a vibration. He also says there might be something wrong with the brakes. Now, Glenn just talked about the guessing game. Cecil Gordon, one of the key players on his team, told me that Jimmy did not even practice this afternoon. They thought they learned enough last night in the no-bull 25, but he's going backwards now.
Meanwhile, up front, here goes the battle for the lead again. Mayfield wants it. Mayfield takes it in turn 1.
Boys, the summer of that, I'm telling you, what a great race. He's got back and forth. You see Ward Burton now drifting back into second. I guarantee you he does not want to be there because this 12 Jeremy Mayfield is a very dominant car. If you let him get a little about 4 or 5 cars on that side, I think Ward Burton's in trouble.
Well, so far they've been real gentlemen about it. We'll see what happens if they're this close together with a couple of laps to go.
You know, just behind these two cars, Joe Nemechek is really coming on. The blue car you see there in third. Great job by Joe Nemechek.
He's a 2.5 seconds back, 1.56 seconds. Then Huck Strickland in 4th and Kyle Petty in 5th, as you see across the top of the screen. Then you're going back to Chad Little, who's running in the 8th spot right there, the John Deere colors. He and Mike Skinner and Ted Musgrave back in the hunt there. Good look at Chad. Part of the Jack Roush stable, as is Musgrave there in that blue and yellow 16. That's 9th place.
He blew an engine last night, Musgrave did. Started today in 24th spot as a result. So he has really passed some cars.
By the way, the pole sitter has only won the Winston Open once. And that was Michael Waltrip in 1991.
Me to say, I knew that.
Of course you knew that.
I did not know that. That's a good point.
Polston has only won the Winston, what, 3 times?
Johnny Benson's really struggling in 26. You can see him just a second ago. He's dropping back. Garrett Coates closing in on him there in the black. Number 30 going into the corner.
The lead is 7/10 of a second for Jeremy Mayfield over Ward Burton. We're back in a moment.
Making friends is our business was a motto that my grandfather created back in the 1950s when he came up with the slogan. And beer is about friendship, about relationships. It's about making friends, going out, meeting new people, and there's not a better beverage to do it with than a Budweiser. There are 500 million beer drinkers in the world, 80 million beer drinkers in the United States, and they must know something.
Every time you start your car, you're waging a war against friction. The battle lines are drawn. Now, how are you going to fight back? Duralube Advanced Engine Treatment protects your car's motor like nothing else on the market can. It's like a shield against engine-damaging friction. Win the war against friction and get the maximum protection for your car's engine with Duralube. Duralube, tomorrow's technology today.
1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, that's how they love that tree. It's gonna be
Eagle One A to Z all-wheel cleaner. Spray on, hose off,
towel dry. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Eagle 1 A to Z. It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
Tuesday on TNN. Untouched and untamed.
The land around here sings.
CBS's Dan Rather takes you into the Great Smoky Mountain National Park.
500,000 acres of unspoiled...
Dolly Parton and Kenny Chesney share their home from the mountains to its music.
Music is a big part of these hills here. I'm proud for everybody up here.
It's a pristine journey into America's unspoiled country. Tuesday, 8 Eastern, a part of TNN's Wild Wild Web Week. May 31st on TNN Motorsports, it's NASCAR's stress test. 3.5 hours of total concentration. Every turn, every pit stop has to be right. Cause it's over. There's no such thing as a second chance.
It's a tough place to race.
Find out who tames the Monster Mile at the MBNA Platinum 400. Live Sunday, May 31st at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on TNN Motorsports.
Brought to you by LA West Luxury Vans, the world's ultimate sport utility vehicle. LA West Luxury Vans, available at select Ford dealerships nationwide. Call us at 800-786-VANS. Race fans, you make the call. New LCI residential long-distance customers receive 30 minutes of free domestic calling and the World Card Plus calling card featuring participating drivers. Don't delay. Call now, 1-888-TEAM-LCI.
Welcome back, everybody. TNN Motorsports is live here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is the Winston Open. The winner will advance to the Winston, the All-Star race. You look at Kyle Petty right there. Now running in the 4th spot, having bypassed Hut Strickland moments ago. Meanwhile, Ward Burton has problems after having been so dominant early, buddy.
Oh, you can see the car going up towards the wall right as you spoke. Looked like the right front tire may have been rubbing, and you see he's having a lot of problems out of the right front corner of the 22. I noticed him smoking several laps back.
Looked at first as if it was coming out underneath the car, but when you saw him lose it there, we saw some sparks as well. Hard to guess what could be wrong with that car, but he's not going to win this thing.
And NASCAR is going to check the racetrack. Caution is on the speedway. They're not sure if there was debris that came off the car or possibly some oil. Steve, what are you hearing down on pit road?
Well, just seconds ago, we talked to the team, and they guys were just shrugging their shoulders. They didn't know what was wrong, so they told Ward, just ride it out, go as far as you can. As soon as the words came out of their mouths, the thing blew up. It is definitely a motor problem ending the night for Ward Burton, but they're going to bring him on pit road to check him out.
Yeah, what I thought was a tire rubbing, you definitely believe that the engine let go and all the oil come out of the wheel well there on the right front as he went up towards the outside wall.
So Jeremy Mayfield now leads, but Joe Nemechek, who may have been the quickest car on the racetrack, is going to close in with 11 laps remaining to settle this.
There's a certain amount of pride that comes with doing it yourself, and Peerless makes it easy. So go ahead, let everyone know. I installed my own faucet this weekend. I installed a Peerless, the do-it-for-yourself faucet.
Even at 35 degrees below zero, nothing outperforms Mobil 1. The Mobil 1 oil filter. Nothing stops dirt better.
Husky, the toughest name in tools. Guaranteed forever. Available at the Home Depot.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Winston NASCAR's All-Star Race from Charlotte is being brought to you by Mobil 1 Synthetic Motor Oil. Nothing outperforms Mobil 1. And by the Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning. Hey, if you want to get online right now, you can check out NASCAR online during the running of the Winston or any of the upcoming events. Check it out, your 24-hour NASCAR Garage Pass. I get online every single day to catch up with the latest news at NASCAR Online. Why don't you do so as well at www.nascar.com.
Well, the whole back of the field has just decided to make a pit stop.
Might as well. There's Jimmy Spencer's crew going to work on the No Bull Ford Taurus.
Well, this is going for it, right? You're in the back of the pack anyway. Throw some tires at it and see if that'll make a difference. See how many cars you can pass getting up there.
Glenn Jarrett is in the 50 pit.
Yeah, they've been fighting a real tight condition, Eli. The car is very, very tight. So they came in, taking a couple rounds of wedge out of it, making a track bar adjustment on the thing, too, to try to loosen them up. Like you said, Nick, they got nothing to lose. Johnny Benson on the other side of me came in. Remember, his car was very, very loose. They weren't taking any chances on it. It's the car he will drive next week in the Coke 600. This gives him an opportunity to adjust it.
Matt Yoakum was down in the Ken Schrader pit.
Eli, Kenny had been complaining the car was on the loose side. They made a chassis adjustment with the track bar. 4 tires for Kenny Schrader. They hope these adjustments, because a lot of teams are talking about using this race as a test, so they're hoping these adjustments will do something to the car. They kind of get a little bit of feedback for next week's race. Steve?
Now, again, the reason we're under caution was the problem that Ward Burton had here moments ago, buddy.
You can see Ward Burton going down into turn 1, all of a sudden veering straight up towards the wall. Very, very lucky. No contact to amount to anything to the outside wall, and did not spin or cause any problems to the other competitors.
Now, since this race is being run under conventional NASCAR rules, and we are inside the final 10 laps of the event, we're going to have a single file restart. It's what they call the 10-lap rule. It works every week. Doesn't matter whether it's an event like this for no points or a standard NASCAR Winston Cup event. Inside the final 10 laps, single file restart. Only the lead lap cars will be up front. Those that are more than 1 lap down, or at least a lap down, they will be back near the tail end of the field, and they are going to be lining up single file as well, back behind all of those who are on the lead lap. This week on TNN's Wild Wild Web Week, it's your opportunity to ask the experts how to speak, or about fishing, or learn a new step in the dance floor, or chat with one of your favorite stars. All you need is a phone or a computer, and you're connected. Check out all the great shows this week on TNN's Wild Wild Web Week.
Do you think Jeremy Mayfield's heart is beating a little bit hard right now? Winning his first ever Winston Cup race last night, the No Bull 25. Now a chance to advance into the Winston tonight, and also leading the point standings. What else could be going good for this kid?
And what a gutsy young man, too. I mean, he gave up what he had at home, moved from Owensboro, Kentucky to Nashville, became a fabricator at Earl Sadler's shop, only to get an ARCA ride, and then learn from there. Let's see if he can hold off Joe Nemechek.
And I'll tell you one more thing that could go well for him. If he does start at the tail end, it wouldn't be the first time that the Winston has been won from the back of the pack.
Michael Waltrip doing that a couple of years ago.
Like a rocket ship, the 12 goes down the back straightaway there. Jeremy Mayfield assumes the lead, but look at this mess behind him. Everybody double wide going down into the corner, trying to make that run towards the lead.
The outside groove there, that's Hut Strickland in that red and white car. The Circuit City Machine gets together there with Dick Trickle.
Kyle Petty running in third is very strong. He's been here before these shootouts. We're at the tail end of the race. He is in position to win them.
You know how many friends you have with 10 laps to go?
Zero.
Zero. They're back home watching us on TV tonight.
We saw a little smoke out of Hut Strickland's car when he and Dick Trickle got together before. Apparently bent the sheet metal in on that Goodyear Eagle. You see the number 8 car there. Hut Strickland was talking of him. Here comes Spencer with those new tires.
Jimmy Spencer.
23.
Woo, like a rocket on the outside there. Short time to do it, but hey, Jimmy Spencer pulled off a miraculous move before. 3 wide into turn 1.
Unbelievable.
These guys, though, are 1 9/10 seconds behind the race leader, Jeremy Mayfield, with less than 5 laps to go, riding with Wally Dallenbach now.
But last night in the No Bull 25s, we found that in 25 laps, the tires gave up about 0.8 of a second. One of these guys could still win it.
Jimmy Spencer looking on the outside of Hut Strickland, making the move pretty easily on the outside. Now Dick Trickle's his next victory.
And if you're just tuning in, Spencer took on 2 tires in that last stop. But only the winner of this race will have another race to run tonight. Everybody else packs it up and goes home. He's going to take 4th place away from Dick Trickle.
Spencer on the outside. Gets another one.
Car getting great grip through the corner. He makes a move on Kyle Petty on the high side. Jimmy Spencer is driving like a madman.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
I don't care. He drove for me one time. He is a madman when money's up.
There he goes around Kyle Petty for third, but still 1 9/10 seconds behind Jeremy Mayfield, the leader.
I guarantee you the spotters are telling him Jimmy Spencer's coming like a whirlwind behind you. These guys right here are still racing like there's no tomorrow, and they're learning a lot for next week's 600.
Well, there is no tomorrow. If they don't win this thing, that's it. They load up and go home.
Yeah, but there's a lot you can learn out there. This is the best race conditions you can have to set up for next week.
Bang right there. Steve Grissom in that white and green Kodiak car.
He's off the pace right now. He got into the outside wall just a little bit off turn 4.
Less than 2 laps to go. Mayfield's lead 4/10 of a second on Nemechek. 1 9/10 seconds on Spencer.
Mayfield's crew has gone bleach blonde. 6 of them have dyed their hair, thinking maybe that's all we have to do to win one of these things. And some of them say Mayfield's going to dye his hair.
White flag.
Eli, 1 lap to go. Jeremy Mayfield is writing history as he makes this run around the racetrack here to try to get an advance into the Winston.
This is going to keep the streak alive because every running of the Winston thus far has included that current NASCAR Winston Cup Series point leader. And here with Jeremy Mayfield about to win the Winston Open, that streak will continue. Mayfield's night will continue as he wins the Winston Open and advances to 20th starting spot in the All-Star race. Coming up a bit later on, Paul Andrews and the entire Formula One team. Very quick high fives. Now they've got to get to work. How much work do they get to, buddy? What can they do? What likely are they to do between now and 30 minutes or so from now from the Winston's start time?
Man, I tell you, I don't know I'd be doing a lot to that thing except maybe polishing it a little bit, because that was a great run by Jeremy Mayfield. Did what he had to do, but I'm sure there's little tweaking things that they can do to that car to make it better for the Winston. Right now, he's headed for winner's circle, and I guarantee you there couldn't be a happier guy right now than Jeremy Mayfield.
Biggest win of his entire career, right here.
And when we come back to the Charlotte Motor Speedway, we'll chat with Jeremy Mayfield, and we'll begin to set the stage for NASCAR's All-Star race. The Winston is next on TNN.
What you're seeing is amazing, because this tire is flat. That's right. Moments ago, it was punctured and lost all air pressure. It's the new Goodyear Aqua Steel Run Flat. If it weren't, this is what could have happened. Instead, the new Aqua Steel drives you up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour to safety. New Aqua Steel. Only from Goodyear.
Goodyear, Goodyear.
Joseph.
Yes, Papa.
There is an enemy that threatens all weeds. It is the spray.
So, we'll bribe it.
This spray does not respond to bribes.
What's the world coming to?
Roundup. No mercy, no pity, no weeds.
Need a muffler? Right now at participating Midas shops, the famous Economizer Plus muffler is just $29.95 for a limited time only. So get into Midas for a great muffler for just $29.95 before it's too late.
Friday night, the Pennzoil World of Outlaws battle in the Channel Lock Spring Classic. Plus, on the web, there's Outlaws Trivia. It's all Friday at 8 Eastern on TNN Motor Madness, a part of TNN's Wild Wild Web Week.
Leave your checkbook at home. You won't need it. At Kelly Ford this week, drive any new or used car or truck with absolutely no money down. Factory Fresh Ranger XLT pickups from $11,588 or $189 a month with no money down. Factory Fresh Escorts, $99.88 or $199 a month with no money down. If you want to pay more elsewhere, that's your business. If you want to save thousands, that's our business. Kelly Ford, Melbourne, home of the best Ford prices, bar none.
Welcome back to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And if you are a racer, you certainly want to make sure you pick up a copy of the Hardcore 4x4. It's TNN Motorsports game for the Sony PlayStation and the Sega Saturn system. It's in stores now, and you'll see fenders crunching, wheels busting, doors flying off. I'd likely to see here later on tonight. The game gets so real, you're going to have to scrape the mud off your TV set. TNN Motorsports Hardcore 4x4. Available at stores right now. Some of the folks responsible for the pictures you're enjoying tonight, but nobody's enjoying this night anymore. How are you? Then Jeremy Mayfield.
Okay, we got us all situated here. Jeremy, a happy young man here. Couple anxious moments there. Your car you got pushed up to the outside there. We fell all the way back to 5th, but you had to feel like you had the car once you got it back on the bottom.
I knew we did. You know, just this Mobil 1.4 just running so good, and you know, last night we was quick on the short runs because it was 25 lapper, and tonight we knew we was going to have to give up a little bit at the beginning to be there at the end. And man, my hat's off this Mobil 1 team. Pretty awesome.
Last thing in the world you wanted to see was that caution with 10 laps to go.
I did not want to see a caution because I was starting to slide around, and I knew Joe was sitting there right even with us, and yeah, I knew we just had to get a good start, and I didn't get a good start. So he was right on us and went off in the corner, and just luckily we had a good handle on the race car tonight.
Now, Jeremy, usually the third time's the charm. This is the second time in a row that you've been to victory lane. You like to come back and see me here a little bit later?
That's what we're here for this whole weekend. You know, we're sitting here. We wanted to run good last night, get a good starting spot tonight, try to win this thing, accomplish the second one. Now we get the third one. It's going to be a little bit tougher.
You will have the car with you next time, won't you?
Oh, yeah, hopefully. I hope so.
All right, we're going to let him celebrate. The only thing that they're concerned about, guys, is he was coming in after taking the checkered flag. They're a little concerned about the car being a little sluggish on the takeoffs, on the restarts. Other than that, they're happy with things. Steve?
And Glenn, we're down here in the garage area. All the drivers are getting ready to get in to their convertibles to make their lap around the racetrack to talk to the fans. Dale Earnhardt's over talking to the crew of the one car. Again, a big night. All these drivers for the fans. And let's go now to Matt Yoakum.
Well, Steve, standing here with Jimmy Spencer. Jimmy, Mr. Excitement, you came back to the field like a tornado. The gamble almost paid off.
It almost did, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, not in racing. Winning was all there was, and the Winston No Bull car ran awesome, but I think I punished the car too quick, way too quick in the beginning. It come back to bite me, and we had a caution come out there real late. We needed about 4 more laps, possibly, but it didn't work our way, and you know, we had a good weekend, but we're not in the big one, and that's upsetting. But I can't say enough about Darn Wingo and Travis and everybody on my team. I love every one of them. We're running really strong, and we're excited about next week.
Look for these guys on pole night Wednesday night. They look to be pretty strong this week in Charlotte.
Now, let's add it up already. Last night, Jeremy Mayfield won one of the No Bull 25 qualifiers. He got $25,000 for that. He wins the Winston Open, $32,000 for that. So right now he's got $57 grand. If he finishes dead last in the Winston, that's $18,000 guaranteed. So right now it's been a $75,000 weekend before he fires the engine again.
But he's already spent some of it, Eli. Apparently, Lieutenant Governor Dennis Wicker talked to him before the start of the program tonight and persuaded him that if he really did something, if he won this Winston Open, that Jeremy would donate some money to send a kid to a 2-year college.
Right, a community college.
Yeah, and Jeremy has agreed to do that. So he's going to pay for a student now to go to school, and that's a great thing to have happen.
Boy, is that a beautiful sight.
Yep.
Great sight for Jeremy Mayfield as well. And Paul Andrews, the crew chief. Paul's got a wonderful record of success in these kind of races, doesn't he, Dick?
He sure does. Started out with Alan Kowicki, won the championship with Alan in a whole bunch of races there. Went on with Jeff Bodine, enjoyed some success there. Has struggled, persevered with Jeremy Mayfield. It's not been easy to get him here to victory lane, but Paul Andrews surely is due a pat on the back for a wonderful job.
He's one of 6 active NASCAR Winston Cup crew chiefs to have won a Winston Cup championship. There had been 7 earlier this year, but Tim Brewer no longer crew chiefing for the number 7 car. So right now 6 crew chiefs on the circuit are former Winston Cup championship crew chief winners. When we come back, we'll wrap things up for the Winston Open and turn our attention to the big one, as Jimmy Spencer called it. John Andretti's in the Winston, so's Dale.
Looking for a filter for your Ferrari or a bulb joint for your Blazer? Can't find that half shaft for your Honda or a rack and pinion for your Probe? No matter what you need, Pep Boys has it. Virtually any part for any vehicle. And now get Gabriel Pro Rider Premium Gas Shocks for only $12.99. High-quality Pro Rider shocks for your car, sport utility, or truck at a low price of $12.99. That's savings up to $28 on a set of truck shocks. Need struts? We have them too for only $39.99. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Some things are obvious from the start. Like, things turn out better when you work together. That's why the UAW International Union and General Motors Corporation got together to create programs to improve skills and safety, to educate, to promote teamwork and build better quality cars and trucks. Assembly line to finish line. Teamwork wins.
This NASCAR 50th anniversary moment is brought to you by Texaco.
Two-time Winston Cup champion Ned Jarrett races in his last NASCAR event. Having already announced his retirement, Jarrett would take the checkered flag at Rockingham in third place. Gentleman Ned ended his career with 50 victories, many of them on dirt, in 351 starts. Davey Allison took the win at Phoenix and headed into the final event at Atlanta, needing only a sixth-place finish or better to claim the crown. But Davey was caught up in a wreck. Elliott and Kulwicki would settle it among themselves. Kulwicki led the most laps that day, allowing him to win the title by 10 points despite Elliott winning the race. At season's end, only 133 points separated Kulwicki, Elliott, Allison, Harry Gant, and Kyle Petty. Prime Time Country. It's a way for you to find out exactly how you can win a 1972 Cheyenne pickup truck. It's a special announcement. AC Delco, Clint Back, and TNN are giving away, that's right, giving away a beautiful Chevy truck, a vintage 72 Cheyenne pickup worth $25,000. It's autographed by Clint Black. All you got to do is watch Prime Time Country, which you should do anyway because Gary Chapman does a great job hosting that show. But coming up Tuesday night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, see Clint Black and learn more about how you can win the truck in that AC Delco Clint Black Nothing But the Tail Light Sweepstakes. You can also enter through TNN's website at country.com. So do check it out on Prime Time Country. All right, let's look back. One final thought on the Winston Open. There are the finishing results. Those guys, as you've been saying all night, buddy, have probably learned something that they can put to use in the Coke 600 here next weekend.
I think you've learned a lot, Eli, and that's the whole thing. There's nothing like seat time and track time to get a race car really dialed in. Even though they don't go up and advance into the Winston, they've learned quite a bit here tonight.
And this is the absolute best kind of practice as well, because they don't just run the absolute fast line around the racetrack. They had to run high, they had to run low, they had to try all kinds of different things. So not only is this an opportunity to win a whole bunch of money, and there's about $1.3 million on the line tonight, but it's also an opportunity to dial the car in for some night racing.
So there you see the results of the Winston Open. And there are Jeff Gordon on the left, and if you can see Dale Earnhardt's elbow right there on the right of your screen, there in the back of the DuPont hauler, just talking things over.
Great observation. That is, by the way. You see the good wrench right around the waistband.
Indeed it was. Of course, a new look to the Dale Earnhardt Good Wrench Chevrolet here this evening. We'll talk more about that as our evening continues.
Look at that crowd of people. That is the garage area where all the cars for the Winston are lined up. The pace cars are in there. And look at how many people. They got as many people right there as some auto races have had all year long.
There's Dale Earnhardt's car right there with the big bass on the front.
Right. It's the fourth time there's Dale right now. Fourth time that Earnhardt and Richard Childress Racing have changed their car colors. That's Chris Powell from R.J. Reynolds saying, come on, guys, we got to go to work. And Dale said, all right, I'm coming.
Here he comes.
But yeah, they've got the pro shops, the Bass Pro Shops, and Tracker Boats on board the car. Everybody wishing everyone the very best as the drivers climb aboard their convertibles. Rusty Wallace. Glenn's right down there with him, Glenn.
Yeah, sitting here with Rusty Wallace. And the first thing I want to ask you about a week and a half ago, Humpy Wheeler came out, put the finger on you, and said, Rusty Wallace going to win this thing. Any extra pressure for you?
I don't know. I got a good car tonight. I feel good. I love this race. I love coming here. Somebody said earlier that I don't like the Winston, that I thought you shouldn't have it. I don't know who said that. It wasn't me, buddy. I love this race.
Your teammate did pretty well. That's got to make you feel good because I know you got similar setups.
I know what he's got in his car.
And he likes it.
He really does. Of course, that's a very, very potent combination. And you know, Jeremy's made no bones about it. He said, yeah, I'm not a bad driver, but Rusty has taught me a ton.
Rusty and he think very much alike. I've been on test programs with them, and I can tell you they think just about alike, and they love the same feel in the race cars. That's very, very important for a teammate.
And for the last 2 days, Rusty Wallace has been going back and forth between his race car and Jeremy's race car. There are no secrets whatsoever. They share absolutely everything. They've both had their heads under each other's suspension. They have shared everything. Rusty ought to be really fast tonight.
There's Jeff Bodine.
What happened to his nose?
Oh, it's one of those breathe right strips.
Oh, good.
Come on.
It's one of those breathe right strips that the athletes use. Something that none of us use in the booth, I might add. But,
we probably need it.
The competitors say it really helps regard. I mean, football players, basketball, what have you, it really helps you breathe better.
Look at Dale.
Look at DW.
I'm happy to say Stevie looks wonderful.
Yeah. Well,
Not
last
so
year
sure about her date.
We had the Elvis suit last year. Look at those sunglasses.
I think those sunglasses are uglier than the ones he had last year.
Steve Burns, why don't you talk with whomever that is?
This is a new look for you, Daryl. It looks good on you.
Well, you know, it's my I'm having a coming out party, I think. I don't know what I'm doing, to tell you the truth, but I feel good. You know, that's the main thing. You gotta, it's for the show, man. You know, anything for the show. That's what we're all here for, is the show.
Daryl, we talked earlier about how you're such a cagey veteran. You ate dinner, took a shower. Did you really take a nap?
I took a little snooze there. You know, I just want to relax and be calm and cool, and I really feel like this thing might just fall in my lap tonight. Now, the thing is, if it don't fall in my lap and I'm not ready for it, that'd be bad news. But I really think this thing's going to come to me tonight. I feel good about the car. It's been going pretty well all afternoon, and I feel like I got a pretty good game plan tonight.
Not to mention coming off a 5th place finish at California.
Well, it's that Pennzoil, you know. That Pennzoil Chevrolet is slick, and she's getting the job done, and I'm going to take her to the front.
Nice shades.
Thank you very much. These are convertible riding shades.
Nice night for it.
You know, when you take them off, things will look better.
We hope so.
He'll look better, too.
Darrell, of course, a former NASCAR Winston Cup champion who has more wins than any other active driver on the circuit. He won the inaugural Winston in 1985, but perhaps his most gratifying win was the 1989 Daytona 500. Look at all those flash bulbs just popping there in the grandstands as the drivers circle this racetrack in those convertibles. Nobody's sitting down. I don't know why they keep adding new seats. There's Michael Waltrip, his wife Buffy alongside. And Bobby Hamilton in the garage area now aboard his convertible. I believe Matt Yoakum is with him.
Well, Bobby Hamilton, you were laying down in the back here. You just kicking back?
Just resting a little bit. It ought to be a little work for us tonight.
Excited about this one?
Yeah, really do. We really appreciate Winston putting on this thing. It's like Saturday night racing. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, if anybody should know about Saturday night racing, it's Bobby Hamilton.
One of the very best on Saturday nights at Nashville Speedway, USA. Bobby Hamilton captured his first Winston Cup victory at Phoenix here on TNN in 1996. Since then, he's had a victory in 3 consecutive seasons, this year winning on the short track at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. There is Bobby Hamilton making his way out onto the racetrack, and now let's check in with Dale Jarrett.
And the convertible moving right up here in line. Dale, you said the other day that you do really get a sense that this is an all-star evening, a big night for the drivers and the fans.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a tremendous night. I mean, the fans come out here in record numbers each and every year, and hopefully they're going to see a great show. And it's very important to the drivers and the crews. This is an all-star race, and this is about beating your peers on a certain night. And, you know, it's all about winning. Second and on back doesn't matter.
You said last year you won the wrong segment. Can you change that tonight?
Well, we're going to try to do that with the different rules. You know, everybody's got to run hard every segment now, and so we're going to try to do that. you know, hopefully we've got a good race car here. It's a brand new car, and hopefully it's going to perform well, and I'll get my job done, and we can be there at the end.
Enjoy the evening.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Now let's go to the other Jarrett, Glenn.
And I'm with the other Waltrip. He's right behind his brother. First thing I want to ask you is, Darrell said it was a coming out party. What's he coming out of?
I wish he'd come out of them stupid-looking glasses. That'd be the best thing he can come out of. But, he's rejuvenated, that's for sure. He's been impressive to watch since he got in Dale's car, and I'm real proud for him. Except I ain't been able to keep up with him, and I liked it better when he was the other Waltrip on the track.
All right, you won this thing a year or 2 years ago. Can you do it again?
I hope so. It was awesome, Glenn. When this was my stage one night, I owned this place for one night. If I didn't do anything else yet. Maybe I can do it again tonight, and then I will officially not have won 2 races.
All right. We've heard it all from Michael Waltrip.
Oh, Michael Waltrip, a legend. And as he said, though he is yet to win a regular NASCAR Winston Cup season event, who can forget the 1996 running of the Winston Select, as they called it. After entering the race by virtue of a 5th place finish in the Winston Open, he goes to victory lane. There's Jeff Gordon. Let's get his thoughts.
Well, Jeff Gordon, the 2-time winner of the Winston. Jeff, you've got Blacker out tonight. How about win number 3?
I don't know, man. It's some pretty tough competition out here. We'll have to wait and see, but my car's pretty good. We're going to just have to see if it's as good as some of these other guys.
Charlotte, a little bit like Winchester, maybe with about 185,000 more fans?
Well, it's as exciting as Winchester, that's for sure. And sometimes, you know, Winchester feels like it's as fast as Charlotte, so they definitely have some comparison. But this is an exciting night. This is great for the fans, great for the drivers, and hopefully we can go out there and win some money.
He hopes for some big green tonight. Glenn Jarrett?
Mark Martin, you seem to be the odds-on favorites. You've been one of the fastest guys. Can you do it tonight?
Our car didn't work worth a flip this afternoon, but if it works like it did last night, whew, we'll be awesome. But a lot of people were loose tonight. We may be loose. I don't know.
Did you guys learn anything from what went on in the first race? We know Johnny's car was awful loose. Did you talk about that?
We just, we hope ours isn't. We didn't make much adjustment. Our car was awesome last night. It was terrible loose today. We're hoping that by 9:15, when this thing starts tonight, it'll start coming back our way.
Well, you know, they do have a chance to adjust it after the first segment. And if you're curious, that little place on his nose, he walked into a ladder.
Now let's go to Steve Burns with Bobby Labonte.
And Bobby Labonte was second last year. Bobby, how do you like your chances tonight, Bobby?
Oh, I don't know. I think we got a pretty good race car. The Interstate Pontiac ran good today. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But, you know, it's always an exciting race. We'll have to kind of play it by ear, see what the track does tonight over what we had today.
You enjoy this atmosphere?
Sure. A lot of fun.
All right, there you have it.
Now Matt Yoakum standing by with Terry Labonte.
Texas Terry Labonte, the 88 winner of this event. Terry, starting up front, how do you like your chances?
Well, I don't know. We made some changes there. We weren't real happy with it in the last practice, so I don't know. We'll do our best.
Everybody pointing to Mark Martin as the man to beat. You got anything for him?
No, never Mark.
Well, they're still optimistic, guys.
That's Terry Labonte, the Iceman. He has not missed a NASCAR Winston Cup event since January 1979 in Riverside, California. He won his second Winston Cup Series championship just a couple of years ago. And Terry has also won the Winston Select here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Glenn Jarrett is standing by with Bill Elliott.
And Eli, he's the guy they're going to be chasing first. He starts first in this thing tonight for the second year in a row. Just ready to get this thing underway, I bet.
Well, it's been a long day, and it's about time to get started. We'll see what the McDonald's Taurus will do here in a little while.
How was it in practice last night and this afternoon, Bill?
Well, last night we were decent, but I felt like we got a lot better today. But we didn't change the car from the last practice. We just decided we'd change it during the first 30-lap event here. See what we go.
All right, best of luck to you. As I said, they get that opportunity to make the adjustment on the car. All the crews, every one of them to the last man, have tried to build in as much adjustment to the car as they possibly can. It's just about time to get this rumble underway, guys.
Bill Elliott. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. His career is woven deeply into the fabric of NASCAR history. That lap of 212.809 at Talladega. 1987, the fastest lap ever by a stock car. And in 1985, Awesome Bill won the Winston Million with victories at Daytona, Talladega, and Darlington. There you see the cars being staged on the main straightaway. Mark Martin and his wife Arlene making their way around the racetrack. A new paint scheme on Mark's Ford this evening. Eagle One will be the primary sponsor. Mark Martin has 27 career NASCAR Winston Cup victories dating back to 1989 at Rockingham. Mark has already won 3 times this year, finding victory lane in Texas, Las Vegas, and again 2 weeks ago in California. Now we talked about the new paint, and whether that's made them go fast, who knows, because they were blazing all day today.
The blue and white ran pretty well at the start of the year. The black car here, you see the Eagle One. Mark Martin, I don't think paint has a lot to do. What a talented driver.
And there you see, after winning the Winston Open, Jeremy Mayfield's crew pushing the Mobil 1 Ford to 20th starting spot. And there are Jeff Gordon and wife Brooke making their way around the racetrack.
Boy, is there a more handsome couple than those two anywhere in sports.
Nice folks. Jeff Gordon becoming the sport's first $6 million man last year, and along the way, Jeff won the Daytona 500, the Winston Million, and the Winston on his way to capturing his second NASCAR Winston Cup Series championship. And there is the new paint look for the DuPont Refinishes team. That car, yes, folks, it does actually change color depending upon how you look at it, from what angle. It looks purple, it looks gold, it looks bronze. It really does. It's a new style of paint the DuPont folks have, and it really looks neat here in person.
Eli, I think there's 5 different combinations as you walk around the car, and the different angles you look at it. There's a green reflection on it, there's a gold, there's a purple. It's just amazing, the paint on that car.
But they said it was easy to paint, expensive to paint. It's $200 a pint. That's how they sell that stuff, by the pint, not by the gallon.
Yeah, but still, it really looks neat. But it's got a lot of interesting attraction here.
Oh, yeah, it's a chameleon car.
It
you
really
walk
is.
around and it changes color. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
The pole sitters team there you saw, and now here goes Jeff Gordon's car. Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt is with Steve Burns.
And he said he's anxious to talk, Dale. 3 times he's won this race. Last time, 1993. The Winston, Dale Earnhardt synonymous. This is a big night for you.
Well, it is a big night. I tell you, it's a great race, and everybody works awful hard for this race. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of hype, and about this time of night, it gets exciting. So it's time to go racing. I think, Buddy and the guys up in the booth up there, they ought to change shirts. That white's too bright up there. It didn't look good on TV earlier.
Yeah, but they're up there in the air conditioning.
Yeah, but a bunch of good-looking guys, though, really. So the shirts really don't matter, I reckon.
I'd like a comment about that hat, Steve. Tell him to lose that. That's pretty ugly from this angle.
Buddy says he's not really in love with your new hat.
Well, I'm sorry, buddy. I mean, he's drove the 3 before, and it looks good on anything.
Hey, Larry Mack said you had a good race car tonight. How do you feel, Dale?
Well, we do, and we keep tuning with it. We keep tuning with it. I think we'll be okay, and that's what's important is just keep. You got to have something you can work with. If it's totally out to lunch, you can't work with it. We feel like we got a program we can work with and make better as the night goes.
Good luck.
That is Dale Earnhardt, who also know him as the Intimidator. Dale Earnhardt's victory at the Daytona 500 was the icing on the cake for a career that includes 7 NASCAR Winston Cup championships. He's the only 3-time winner of the Winston and has given the event perhaps its most memorable moments. And there is the look of that GM Goodwrench Chevy for this evening. Bass Pro Shops and Tracker Boats. The 4th time that Richard Childress Racing has changed their paint scheme for the Winston. Remember, they had the 25th anniversary for R.J. Reynolds. They had the Olympic rings painted on there. Wheaties a year ago.
Well, part of that is for the die-cast. That's very, very popular with race fans. They want to get some sort of a die-cast model of just about everything Dale Earnhardt and their other favorite drivers run. It's turned into about $150 million a year business, making die-cast models of these cars, and a lot of people just love them.
Lots going on. Bobby Hamilton and Jeff Burton talking over. Mark Martin says there's no strategy. You can't figure out strategy until the race has started. It will start shortly.
не вздохнешь. Мы снова будем счастливы. Будем жить долго-долго. Долго. Нам повезем жизнь новую, светлую.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. It's gonna be huge. This is gonna be huge.
It's the bargain of the month from Coast to Coast, Service Star, and True Value. This month, there's lots to cheer about with a Rubbermaid Roughneck Push Broom, or Thaw Weed Begone, or a Green Thumb Hose Nozzle.
Go, baby. Go, baby. Go, baby. I told you it was gonna be a hose nozzle. You've got the gift. Thank you.
Bargain of the month. It's a very, very big deal.
Yes.
Tuesday on TNN. Untouched and untamed.
The land around here sings.
CBS's Dan Rather takes you into the Great Smoky Mountain National Park.
500,000 acres of unspoiled...
Dolly Parton and Kenny Chesney share their home, from the mountains to its music.
Music is a big part of who's here is here. I'm proud for everybody up here.
It's a pristine journey into America's unspoiled country. Tuesday, 8 Eastern, a part of TNN's Wild Wild Web Week.
Wendy's introduces the most delicious combination ever put in a chicken sandwich. Our new honey ham and chicken.
Chicken just doesn't get any better than this.
Come on, what are you waiting for?
May 30th on TNN Motorsports. They call it the Monster Mile. 5,280 feet of white-hot turmoil. They call them Road Warriors. 3,300 pounds of sheer determination with no second guesses. It's a battle to the finish. Live from Dover Downs International Speedway. It's Busch Grand National Racing, the MVNA 200, May 30th, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on the leader, TNN Motorsports.
Now, Mama always told me don't hang around those boys, 'cause they'll get you into trouble with the cars that make the noise. But I had this deep desire Mama never knew. Girls like fast cars, too.
Girls like fast cars, too. That is the new video from Warner Brothers recording artist Anita Cochran. That will be starting on CMT, Country Music Television, in just a few weeks. And Anita is with us here in the booth after having sung the national anthem here tonight. Best of luck on the new video, and great to see you.
Well, thanks. It's I'm really excited about the video, but I had a great time here today. I've got to tell you, doing the national anthem, it was really an honor.
This really is something special. Quite an atmosphere, isn't it?
It sure is. I tell you what.
I got to congratulate you on the #1 hit there with you, and it's featuring Steve Warner. What If I Said? That was very, very nice to see it go #1.
Well, thank you very much. It was my first one, so it was a great honor to get to share that with Steve also.
Did you have a chance to get through the garage? Because there are a lot of Harleys down there, and I understand
yeah, I did.
you ride, you're a Harley rider, aren't you?
Yeah, I kind of looked at them and missed mine. I thought it was pretty sad I didn't get to ride it here, but...
Well, listen, it's great to have you here, and all the best. I know you do a lot for the sport, too. You've been involved in the Mark Colley race in Nashville, so keep that up, and best of luck in this career that obviously is just going right through the roof.
Well, thank you very much, and I just had a great time being here.
Anita Cochran, Warner Brothers recording artist. Great to have you with us here on TNN Motorsports. Let's go back downstairs towards the staging lane here along the main straightaway.
And a great underdog story might be Rich Bickle tonight. We were just talking a year ago. Last weekend, you were winning a truck race in Monroe, Washington. Tonight, you're in the Winston and Cale Yarborough's car.
Well, I guess I got to say this is for all the short track guys out there in the country that, if you live your dream, this is a part of it. And I'm glad to be here. The way I look at this deal is 2 30-lap features and a Big 10-lap trophy dash. And got the car running pretty good. I think we can be very respectful tonight.
All right, and of course, he's filling in for the injured Greg Sachs, and Buddy Baker says Cale Yarborough's very high on Rich Bickle.
Definitely should be, and Saxey is due back in a few weeks, and Rich Bickle told me yesterday it's an old backup car. The body's on it wrong, but Buddy, he said it's just hauling the mail.
Yeah, Bickle knows a lot about the chassis, and as I said, Cale Yarborough is very, very high on him. But we would just want to tell Greg Sachs that Cale and everybody's waiting on him to return to the team. And get well, Greg. We're looking forward to you coming back to racing.
Let's head back downstairs and get a thought from Paul Andrews, the crew chief of the team that won the Winston Open.
10 minutes ago, Eli, it looked like a Chinese fire drill around this car. Paul, what changes did you make to get it into the big victory lane?
Well, we made a little plug change to try to make it a little more responsive. It's just a little sluggish off the corner, trying to help that a little bit. Track's really slowed down a lot. You can't really change the gears, so we got to change into something else that we can. You know, other than that, just a little bit of wedge, just a little free all night. But, you know, and other than that was it. But unfortunately, when we got ready to let the car down, the thing, you get ready to let it down and start it up. It didn't start up. The starter went out on it. Tried to change it. We really didn't have enough time to change it, so we're going to have to push the car off tonight.
A unique format tonight. What's your game plan? Do you have a lot of wish lists as far as what you'd like to see?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, the first 30 laps, we've got to settle in, run hard. It's probably not our best choice on tires as far as the way things match up. It's a good set. We got a better set for the end. And, you know, I don't know what's going to happen in this last 10 laps. I'm going to have to go with the flow. I'm looking at trying to stay out most likely, though.
Well, keep an eye on these guys. They'll be moving to the front. Eli?
They will be moving to the front, and the time is getting near. 2 minutes and 18 seconds from the start on the A1 Steak Sauce countdown clock. A1 Steak Sauce. The sizzle starts here.
You can keep your car looking clean, but you got to keep your engine clean too. Newly formulated Valvoline DuraBlend motor oil is a synthetic blend that suspends the dirt, unburned fuel, and water that cause harmful deposits and reduces oil burn-off. DuraBlend protects vital engine parts, so your engine runs cleaner and better longer. It outperforms all leading conventional motor oils because a car can look great. But it's what's inside that counts. Valvoline DuraBlend.
Great. That tune-up.
These AC Delco parts are about the most dependable you can buy. They should really help improve your performance.
Come on, they're all the same. I'll take some out of this bushel basket.
Okay.
AC Delco. No matter what you drive, if you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
The countdown continues here as we close in on the start of the Winston. NASCAR's all-star race, the Midas countdown clock. Midas Auto Systems experts, a better system for you and your car. Jeff Bodine's machine, the Phillips Ford.
That's a different paint job, too, for tonight.
Jeff was 16th quick in practice earlier today. Kenny Irwin, he's in the race by virtue of driving for an eligible car owner, Robert Yates. Rusty Wallace cinching up the safety gear. And again, if you're curious as to the eligibility rules here, winners in 1998, 1997, qualified owners with new drivers. Again, the Irwin Yates situation, Cale Yarborough with Rich Bickle. Active past NASCAR Winston Cup champions. That's how Bill Elliott and Darrell Waltrip got in. Drivers who have won the Winston in the last 5 years. That will put Michael Waltrip and Jeff Bodine in the field. Drivers who have won in previous seasons who are not otherwise eligible to bring the field up to 19, and that made Sterling Marlin's entree into the field. And then the driver transferring from the Winston Open, Jeremy Mayfield, for your starting field of 20.
And let me tell you who's got a chance to win this race tonight. The race has been won from the pole. The race has been won from dead last. It's been won by a guy who blew his engine up coming across the start-finish line. It's been won by a guy crashing as he's come across the start-finish line. It's been won by a guy who drove through the infield on the way to victory. Every one of these 20 drivers has got a shot at this thing.
And that guy you're talking about that run through the infield right there, Dale Earnhardt, they called it the pass in the grass, but it was never a pass. He was leading coming off. They made contact coming off turn 4, out into the grass, and then back across the start-finish line.
Still a legend, though. He'll be tough in this thing tonight, Earnhardt will.
Yep, there's Jeff Burt. Ernie Irvin in the Skittles machine.
Brand new car.
Rusty Wallace.
Ran a lot of laps of practice this afternoon, more than anybody.
Rich Bickle driving for the injured Greg Sachs. John Andretti, that car ran and won the pole at Michigan 2 years ago. It hasn't won since.
I tell you, he almost won Martinsville. He was run a very, very close second all day long and run out of fuel right near the end.
Now, let's watch what happens here. Remember, Paul Andrews said they had a problem with the starter. You see everybody else, the crew members are gone. Here they've got the crew trying to push the car off, and you might have also seen a wrecker right there. And one way or the other, they'll get that car fired, I'm sure.
You always worry when the starter does not work, though. If you get caught in a little thing where you might spin out and the car choke down, you're stuck.
So once the other cars begin to pull off the main straightaway here, they have not yet started. Now they do. Ricky Rudd, you see, inching the tide ride just ahead. And they'll get that wrecker in position to help Jeremy Mayfield if necessary. Last year in the Winston, Jeff Gordon won. Bobby Labonte finished second. Terry Labonte was third. Then Dale Earnhardt and Jimmy Spencer.
Add to the drama tonight, caution laps do not count in the Winston. This thing will finish under green because the cautions don't count. Here we go.
Field begins to roll off. And I will remind you about NASCAR Thunder stores. Jeff Burton is going to be appearing at the Richmond store. You might want to be there, folks, on Thursday, June the 4th from 6:30 to 8:30. Jeff Burton will be signing autographs at NASCAR Thunder at the Chesterfield Town Center. All compliments of track gear. The official store of NASCAR. Or call the number on the screen to get the location nearest to you. Well, they've gotten Jeremy Mayfield pushed off, and he is away. Why don't we take a look at the starting lineup for this, the 14th renewal of the Winston. Bill Elliott in his 13th race. Third time he started on the pole. Terry Labonte in his 13th Winston. He won in 1988. In his fourth running of the Winston, Bobby Labonte. A second place finish behind Jeff Gordon 1 season ago. And there is Jeff Gordon. He won this event in 1995 and 1997. Goes for the third time tonight. Mark Martin. He has had a second place finish in 1993. And there's Sterling Marlin. Twice. Make it 3 times. He has finished second in the Winston. Dale Jarrett in his 7th Winston. He's won the first segment the last 2 years running. Michael Waltrip, the 1996 winner of this event. He came to the field that night from the Winston Open. And the inaugural winner of the Winston back in 1985, Darrell Waltrip. He's been in them all. One of 3 drivers to do so. Kenny Irwin. And because his car owner is eligible, this is his first trip to this all-star event. And Jeff Bodine's here for the 13th time, and he won in 1994. Another driver who's been in all of the Winstons, Ricky Rudd. He has won a race every year for the last 15. Bobby Hamilton. He was 20th in his only Winston appearance prior to tonight. Jeff Burton of South Boston, Virginia, has the Jack Roush colors here this evening. In his 7th Winston, Ernie Irvin, Modesto, California. He starts 15th tonight. The 1989 winner in his 12th Winston, Rusty Wallace of St. Louis, Missouri. Because his car owner, Cale Yarborough, is eligible, Rich Bickle of Edgerton, Wisconsin. The Cheeseheads in the field. John Andretti is in for the first time, driving for the King. And the only 3-time winner of the Winston who's been in all the races, Dale Earnhardt, the Intimidator. And the first time for that man, Jeremy Mayfield. He won the Open a half hour ago. He's in the big show now. The 20 drivers in the Winston. 11 Fords, 6 Chevrolets, and 3 Pontiacs.
Fireworks been going off in the infield, and the crowd is still on its feet. Been on its feet all night long.
Eli, all the way around this racetrack, the grandstands the flash bulbs are going at the point where it almost light. You can see there the whole grandstand lighting up. People taking pictures because this is the best, the cream of the crop of Winston Cup racing.
Again, this is a 30-lap segment. Rusty Wallace allowing us to hitch a ride tonight. And we say thank you to Dale Earnhardt. He's carrying the onboard cameras for us here on TNN Motorsports. Former winner Jeff Bodine letting us ride along with him. And so too Jeff Gordon. Those are the in-car cameras. Here's the in-pit reporter, Steve Burns.
Well, just before the race, we heard Michael Waltrip say he wished Darrell would come out of his glasses. Look what I found.
Oh, no.
Do anything for me? Huh? What do you think?
Thankfully, we're going green. 30 laps. Then, when this segment is over, they will invert the field after spinning a roulette wheel to determine how many cars will be inverted. The green is underway in the Winston. Labonte jumps to the lead while brother Bobby works with Mark Martin, middle of the field.
Here comes Bill Elliott fighting back, as you see, side by side with Terry Labonte as they cross the stripe.
And Bill leads him at the stripe. Bill Elliott leads the first lap of the first segment of the Winston.
Labonte hanging tough on the outside is a bit of a surprise. They weren't happy with the car this afternoon. They said it was missing pollution. Not hooking up at all, but it's hooking up now.
Jeff Gordon on the outside. You're riding with him going into turn 3. You can see the two guys fighting in front of him there. Bill Elliott and Terry Labonte side by side. Jeff Gordon right on the back bumper.
And the stripe, Terry Labonte leading.
Boy, he's got him.
Here comes Bobby Labonte in 4th place there in the green car. Terry's taking the lead. Here comes Jeff Gordon on the inside as they head down the back straightaway.
Oh, trouble. That's Ernie Irvin in the wall. Ernie Irvin in the wall collects others.
Turn 2.
Others get on the binders. There you see Rich Bickle going by slowly. Caution is on the speedway. Jeff Gordon leads at the stripe. So Labonte, Elliott, and Gordon. And I said he was going to collect others. Got to give a big credit to Rich Bickle, because I said to myself, no way Rich is going to miss that. He stomped on the binders, and nobody else is caught up in the accident. A single car accident. Let's take a look what happened off turn 2. Watch Ernie there.
Ernie on the outside there. He and Darrell Waltrip side by side. Little contact there as they start by. You can see him up in the outside wall there.
John Andretti was smart,
yes,
too. You see him just back out of it a little bit, and then once he got clear, boom, he was gone.
And Bickle must have stood his entire frame on the brake pedal to woe down, too.
Eli, that was just the least little bit of contact there between Darrell Waltrip and Ernie Irvin, but at that point in the corner, it don't take much.
Well, he's pretty well bent. I don't know if he's going to be able to get back out again or even want to come back out. They're going to have a hard time to get that car competitive again.
You see Matt Yoakum right there. What does it look like from your vantage point, Matt?
Well, Eli, the back deck lid's bent up. The crew's looking over the car. They're also looking over the left front. They're using what we call the Roush roller, trying to open up the left front wheel well where it's bent in on the tire. There's some severe body damage to the back of the car, and they're looking it over at the moment. He's still sitting in the car, but obviously these guys are pretty dejected. They thought they had a good car tonight.
And again, you can see that baseball bat looking device at the left front tire. That's what we were talking about earlier, the Roush roller. And what they're doing is trying to push that sheet metal away from the Goodyear tires. So we're under caution, with caution laps not counting here. We have completed 2 laps officially. They revert back in scoring to the last completed lap. So 2 laps are complete, and we have a chance to bring you the AutoZone Tech Fact, brought to you by the more than 1,900 AutoZone stores across America.
This year's Winston's going to be a little bit different. It's still two 30-lap segments followed by a 10-lap shootout, but this year the process for inverting the cars is going to be different. The wheel's going to decide how many are inverted. Our adjustments will still basically remain the same. Wedge in or out for loosening or tightening the car up. We can still use a lot of tape, especially in that last 10-lap segment, but you might not pit in that last 10-lap segment because you lose your track position if you do. Tire pressure, again, going to be very, very critical. We can change the spring rate, make the car tighter, looser, or make it drive totally different by changing 1 or 2 pounds of air pressure in a tire. Our old friends, the spring rubbers. If your car's not handling, you can stiffen or soften the spring, putting a piece of rubber in it or taking it out. A lot of new paint schemes for the Winston come out. Very exciting. This is one of our older cars, blacker, with a new paint scheme. It's DuPont Chrome Illusion, and it changes colors under the lights. Now, even though it's an old car, it's got a new safety feature. This net was invented by Jeff Burton and Bill Simpson, and because of them two, left side driver safety is going to be a lot better this year at the Winston.
Ray Evernham and Blacker as we ride along with the field here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway under caution. Ernie Irvin with repairs to his car. Darrell Waltrip's on pit road. We'll update you when we come back.
Attention ATV shoppers, it's Kawasaki ATV spring breakout time. Over.
Buy a select new Kawasaki ATV and get a pair of Motorola two-way radios free. Over.
Roger. That includes the rugged Bayou 300 up to the award-winning Prairie 4x4 automatic.
Choose the Motorola's with up to 2 miles of range or ask about special financing. Over.
So stop walking and start talking today at your Kawasaki dealer. Hurry, spring breakout ends soon. Over.
Roger.
Don't call me Roger.
Roger.
Stop that.
Roger.
This is joy. This is frustration. This is pride. This is humility. This is a sport that's about more than just winning or losing. In fact, it's a sport that's not so much about cars as it is about people. This is racing. This is NASCAR.
Tuesday on TNN, Untouched and Untamed. Dan Rather journeys through the Great Smokies with Dolly Parton and Kenny Chesney. Unspoiled Country, Tuesday, 8 Eastern, a part of TNN's Wild Wild Web Week.
These cars pulling off
that's great.
Okay.
Hey, look, the race is on.
Oh, yeah.
Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse is proud to sponsor Richard Childress and Mike Skinner in the Team Lowe's number 31. So if you're into home improvement and love racing, we're going to do everything we can to put you right in the middle of the action.
Dad, nice job.
Now that was a costly mistake.
Lowe's, the official home improvement warehouse of NASCAR.
Leave your checkbook at home. You won't need it. At Kelly Ford this week, drive any new or used car or truck with absolutely no money down. Factory fresh Ranger XLT pickups from $11,588 or $189 a month with no money down. Factory fresh Escorts, $99.88 or $199 a month with no money down. If you want to pay more elsewhere, that's your business. If you want to save thousands, that's our business. Kelly Ford, Melbourne, home of the best Ford prices, bar none.
Just now taking the green flag with Terry Labonte up front. Remember, they did not count that third lap. Caution laps don't count. That's why Jeff Gordon was not leading at the restart. Kind of like an IROC race, they go back to the last completed green flag lap for scoring purposes. Now on this restart, that's how they sort out going off into the corner with Labonte leading Gordon, and they're in 6th place.
Boy, I tell you what, Mark Martin there in 3rd place made a bold move, and already up to 3rd. He is the man that everybody says will be the guy to catch tonight. Mark Martin in 3rd place already.
And now the green car is in front. Now it's the purple car. Now it's the gold car in front.
And it's every bit this illusory even when you stand in the garage and watch it all change colors. Bill Elliott falling back, started on the pole.
5th place there. Outside goes Sterling Marlin. Outside goes Dale Jarrett, and Bill Elliott can't get back in line.
He's driving hurt. 2 big crashes in his last 2 races. Upside down, on fire both times. Brave guy. He's got a splint on his finger, broken foot. Here he is out doing the best he can, but the car is not performing for him.
Down low where you would think the preferred line was, but you see right now he gets a good run back off the corner there.
Car is just not right. Well, that's why he's got the opportunity in a few laps to come in and adjust it.
Meanwhile, there you've got 10th, 11th, and 12th. Rusty Wallace, with whom we're driving and riding, trying to work around there with Ricky Rudd. Meanwhile, in second spot now. Here goes Mark Martin on the move. In the 6th, the Eagle One colors grabs the spot away from Terry Labonte.
And Bobby Labonte now looks under Terry Labonte as they come off turn 2 and head down the back straightaway, side by side. Bobby Labonte looks like he's taking the spot.
Sterling Marlin, very, very strong tonight in that number 40 car.
We're 5 laps into segment number 1.
Oh, trouble.
Earnhardt is sideways. Getting by, you saw, were Mayfield, Andretti. Darrell Waltrip got by as we ride with Dale Earnhardt. Caution is on the speedway. Positions are locked in right now. Again, they do not run back to the caution stripe or the caution flag here in the Winston.
I do not see any damage whatsoever to the front of the 3-car of Earnhardt.
Or the back. Look at this. The car is whole.
Kind of like Jeff Gordon said in our feature earlier today, who can spin, do a full 360 at full speed and not hurt anything except Dale Earnhardt? He talked about that happening a few years ago.
Eli, I'm not sure, but he's not back up to speed yet. Whether he has a right front tire on the car looks to be flat right at the moment.
Jeff Bodine won in '94. He had a spin in the first leg. Went on to win the thing.
Let's ride with Dale Earnhardt. Well, let's look at one replay first from the outside look. Just broke loose.
Yeah, all by himself.
Look at Rusty Wallace.
No.
Oh, that's Jeremy Mayfield. Barely getting by.
What a great job by Jeremy. He had him right there in the crosshairs, and he missed him.
And Darrell sure didn't want to hit the boss. Earnhardt owns his car.
Here comes Earnhardt down pit road now. You see the right front locked up there. That's probably the reason it's flat.
Everything's happening right in front of John Andretti tonight.
Now riding with Dale.
You can see the car just gets sideways there. Around he goes. Now look at this sight. You see the cars coming. Jeremy Mayfield goes down on the flat part and on by Earnhardt.
But now Larry McReynolds going to work on the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. Matt Yoakum, what they find?
Well, guys, looking over the car, Larry McReynolds. Larry, what's wrong with the car?
It was loose, and I guess he got loose over here and lost it.
Any damage to the car?
Just flat tires.
Just flat tires on the 3 cars, guys.
Well, if you're going to spin, that's the best thing that can happen. Flat good years, and in a race where you do not count the caution laps, you're not losing laps or anything here. You're right back in the hunt, albeit at the back of the field. They'll have a 2x2 restart. Let's go again with the real-time look at that spin moments ago from on board Dale's car.
Okay, you're riding down into turn 3. You see just in front of him there, Bobby Hamilton. The car breaks loose. You can hear him get back in the throttle. He locks the brakes up right here. No harm, no foul. Right back under power.
Nice job.
And
nice
there
job.
He continues around. Gordon is the leader. Terry Labonte is second. Mark Martin is third. Bobby Labonte is fourth. Sterling Marlin is fifth. Dale Jarrett sixth. Jeff Bodine 7th. Bill Elliott is 8th. Kenny Irwin is 9th. Ricky Rudd 10th. Rusty Wallace is 11th. Michael Waltrip 12th. Jeff Burton 13th. Bobby Hamilton is 14th. Then you've got Andretti, Mayfield, Darrell Waltrip, Rich Bickle, and Dale Earnhardt. Again, 2x2 they'll be aligning for restarts when we do go back racing. All of the restarts in the Winston are side by side. Coming up here on TNN, a chance for you to take home a piece of the action sweepstakes. Really, you can actually take home a piece of the action if you can answer this question. Who is going to be leading tonight at the completion of the 50th lap? All right, we have 30 laps in the first segment. After 20 laps of segment number 2, all you've got to do is write down who is leading. You can win a trip to a NASCAR Winston Cup race aired right here on TNN. You'll meet the drivers, you get autographed memorabilia and so on. Just send your name, address, phone number, and the answer on a postcard to TNN's Take Home a Piece of the Action Sweepstakes. TNN Station, P.O. Box 3582, Southbury, Connecticut. or easier still, you can enter on our website, country.com. Just enter by May the 23rd.
Dial it up tonight. Watch the in-car cameras if you want.
Good chance for folks to join us at a NASCAR Winston Cup Series race. As the field now aligns for the restart. Again, the top 10, Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte, and on down towards Ricky Rudd in the number 10 machine. 19 of the 20 starters are still running. Ernie Irvan parking the Skittles car after his accident on lap number 2.
Just 5 laps in so far. Long way to go.
Mark Martin is just chomping at the bits right now, running in third place. That car is a rocket ship. I've been watching him through the middle part of the corners. That car is awesome.
Yeah, Gordon's pretty awesome too. He's strong, really strong.
Jeff Gordon strong in 1995 when he won all 3 segments of this race, led 49 of the 70 laps that night.
Eli, the other car that was running so very well was Bobby Labonte. He's moved all the way up to 4th now.
All right, here we go. Green flag is in the air and the race restarts. Lap number 6.
Well, Gordon got a jump on that deal, didn't he?
Sure did.
Here comes Mark Martin just under Terry Labonte down into turn 1 and takes that spot away from Terry Labonte.
And the new look to Mark Martin's car. If you're just tuning in, he has Eagle One as the sponsor. They've gone to the black paint scheme for this weekend. It'll be the Bamboléo Cummins car as per usual in future events.
Rusty in that number 2 car. Picked by Humpy Wheeler, the promoter at this place, to win. Humpy's got an awesome track record for picking the winners of the Winston. We'll see how well he does tonight.
Rusty's in 11th, going for 10th. Meanwhile, up the 3rd spot there. Got a good scramble going on. 4th and 5th right behind.
Sterling Marlin making a great run right now, trying to pass Terry Labonte to move into 4th place.
Sterling is so strong in these events. He won the Open 3 times, 88, 89, 93. He's been 2nd in the Winston 3 times, has never won it. Says he does well in this thing simply because he likes Charlotte. He sure does run well here.
Dale Jarrett making a move on Terry Labonte now, and everybody knows that Dale Jarrett flies in the Winston.
Well, the early segments anyway. He has had trouble at the end. His best finish has been a 7th. Boy, he really goes in the beginning. We'll see if they can get her dialed in at the tail end tonight and finally take home the trophy on one of these things.
NASCAR timing and scoring and the average speeds right there for these drivers. Being brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running.
Eli, look at Jeremy Mayfield making his way through this crowd right now. He's moving up as we speak. Seems to have a very, very fast race car. You can see him right now trying to decide which side he wants to go with. He's going with
Jeff Bodine.
Jeff Bodine down into turn 3, but that car is running right on the bottom of the race car. Very, very competitive.
We talked about the 12 of Mayfield right there.
All the way to 14th from 20th. It looks like he's going to take 13th.
3 wide scramble there. If Mayfield can make it stick, but he just holds it back in.
Don't do that.
Oh, and around goes Andretti. Takes Earnhardt with him. Around goes Andretti, and for the 2nd time, Earnhardt spins here tonight. Caution on the speedway, and this time there's plenty of damage.
Yeah, the rear end housing knocked forward. You can see the rear wheel was not turning on Earnhardt's car. A lot of damage to that car.
He's moving around in there. He's okay.
Well, Earnhardt and Andretti with the caution being displayed. There's the crew looking on to our telecast, waiting for a replay to find out exactly what happened. And there's John Andretti in the STP Pontiac. Darrell Waltrip makes the opportunity here to come down pit road. Again, caution laps do not count, so you're able to come in and get service. You see John's moving around, and that's good.
The window net down, meaning he's okay. That lets the workers, corner workers, know that he's okay.
Well, let's go back and take a look at what happened here. Going off into the corner.
Oh, boy. Well, it had already started by the time we picked it up. Andretti and Earnhardt both sideways there. Earnhardt hard in the wall.
Dick, I saw something else. Darrell Waltrip was in on that just a little bit. It looked like he and Earnhardt made a little contact getting off into turn 1 there.
Yeah, and he's in the pits right now, and they're pushing Darrell Waltrip's car backward toward the garage area. Well, John Andretti missed the first 2. He sure got into the third one.
We'll take other looks at this and talk to the participants. Earnhardt getting from his car, Andretti having walked away from his. Darrell going to the garage under caution in Charlotte.
Hi, I'm Dan Marino.
No, I'm Dan Marino.
No, I'm Dan Marino. Sometimes things can get pretty confusing, especially with all the home equity lenders out there. So how do you decide where to go? Well, First Plus is the nation's largest and original 125 lender. They help thousands of homeowners lower their monthly payments each and every month, and they can help you too. There's no fee to apply, and even the phone call is free. So whether your credit's perfect or even if it's not, call First Plus today at 1-800-510-PLUS.
In our quest for the finest brakes in the world, we tested our pads against other leading brands. With pad after pad, in test after test, the results were always the same. No other brand stopped shorter than Performance Friction Carbon Metallic, the ones we stock at AutoZone.
They are guardian angels on wheels. Knights in shining armor who ride like the wind. And when lives are at stake, they are the cavalry that always comes through. That's why Texaco tests and retests clean System 3 gasoline under extreme emergency conditions. For all our heroes, for all of us, Texaco, a world of energy.
It just tastes better.
Well, John Andretti's Pontiac heading back to the garage area. Ernie Irvin's there. Darrell Waltrip is there. Dale Earnhardt got out of the car, but looked like he was holding his shoulder, or like you might see a guy with a shoulder injury or something. But watch what happens, folks. We found a replay that tells the whole story. You'll get the overview right there as Waltrip went by, right, buddy?
See out of the back of Waltrip's car there, a lot of fluids coming out the back of his car. That triggered this accident.
And the in-car camera that Dale Earnhardt is carrying for us. Watch this. This tells the whole story. Watch DW on the left.
The yellow car right there. See the fluids coming out of the back of the car. That triggers Earnhardt to spin, and Andretti got into the wall himself.
So problems with Darrell's power plant, putting fluid down on the track, and there's Dale going to the ambulance. That's how you kind of look when you have a shoulder problem, a shoulder blade, a separated shoulder, something like that. And now they're hauling Earnhardt's car back to the garage. And obviously, I'm not a doctor, but we've all watched enough sporting events to know what guys look like when they're walking like that. Steve Burns is with Darrell Waltrip. And Steve, I guess the picture told the story, huh?
Yeah, a picture's worth 1,000 words, Darrell. You came down pit road, the hood went up, didn't hear anything under the hood.
No, you know, I told these boys, I said, build me a motor like that one I won here with, an 85. But I forgot to tell them I had to run the whole race. So that's the deal. This thing, we were leaning on it real hard. It's that kind of race. You stretch everything to the limits, and we just stretched this one a little bit too far. And I'm sure that what happened to the guys behind me there's all kind of fluid come out of the car, and they got in it. So I hate it for the guys behind me, and the guys here on the Pennzoil car worked real hard, but wasn't meant to be tonight.
I guess one of the guys behind you was the boss man, Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, I know. He's probably not going to be happy about this. I think I'll go change clothes and go home.
That's Darrell Waltrip right there. The boss man illusion. Of course, the car that Darrell drives is owned by Dale Earnhardt, normally driven by Steve Park, but Steve is recovering from injuries. And there's the ambulance taking John Andretti. You see there walking to the infield care center. Seems to be okay from the distant look we had there. So Ernie Irvan's done for the night. So's Darrell. So's Dale Earnhardt. So's John Andretti. 16 runners still out there with a lot of racing yet to go.
Whoa, hasn't that been fun? Oh, hey, if you've been missing it, well, come join us on country.com. It's all part of TNN's Wild, Wild Web Week.
Hold it, Harry. You know you can't use Duraloop fuel treatment in your Indy car. It's an unfair advantage.
I'm not allowed to use this product in my Indy car, but in my road car, I want the Duraloop advantage.
Duraloop is scientifically formulated to clean, condition, and protect your fuel system for a smoother running engine with more power and less harmful emissions. Duraloop fuel treatment, tomorrow's technology today.
It is fast. It is competitive. It is exciting. It is Pocono.
See all the stars of NASCAR Winston Cup racing at Pocono twice this year. June 21st, it's the Pocono 500. July 26th, it's the Pennsylvania 500. Both races sold out in '97, so call now. Operators standing by. Call 1-800-RACEWAY. Pocono salutes NASCAR on its 50th anniversary.
Grady & Son make the sweetest steaks around, the Gazette. Grady & Son's marinade gives their steaks zing, the Gazette. Grady & Son cherish the secret to their tangy marinade, the Gazette.
Our secret is A1 sweet and tangy.
Grady and daughter make the sweetest steaks around, the Gazette. The secret to great steak isn't just for great steakhouses anymore. A1, a marinade, a seasoning, a 136-year-old secret.
Tuesday on TNN. Untouched and untamed.
The land around here sings.
CBS's Dan Rather takes you into the Great Smoky Mountain National Park.
500,000 acres of unspoiled...
Dolly Parton and Kenny Chesney share their home from the mountains to its music.
Music is a big part of these hills here. I'm proud for everybody up here.
It's a pristine journey into America's unspoiled country. Tuesday, 8 Eastern, a part of TNN's Wild Wild Web Week. Take a ride during TNN's Wild Wild Web Week. It's your opportunity to ask the experts, learn a new step, get in the driver's seat, and chat one-on-one with your favorite stars. All you need is a phone or a computer, and you're connected. TNN's Wild Wild Web Week, hosted by .com.
Hey, that's me.
All this week.
By Featherlight, the official trailer of NASCAR, IndyCar, World of Outlaws, IRL, and a major sponsor of NHRA. Remember to call Featherlight for all your trailer needs at 800-800-1230. Radio communications are provided by Racing Radios. For all your business and racing communications needs, as well as scanners and frequency lists, call on Racing Radios at 1-800-669-1522.
Getting set to go back to green. Green flag in the air. Lap 9 is complete of this first 30-lap segment. We've already had 3 cautions.
Eli, look at Sterling Marlin in third there. He is flying around the bottom part of this racetrack as the two fight it out for the lead there. Mark Martin on the outside trying to get by Jeff Gordon.
Looked like Jeff was going to give him the outside if he wanted to take it. Didn't look like he was going to go up the banking and force the issue. Watch that green car. Bobby Labonte
on the outside.
Power move.
Whoa.
We have somebody else to talk about now. Bobby Labonte has got his foot in this 18 and moving forward.
Man, that's chassis and engine all working together for Bobby Labonte.
There's a former winner here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, his very first ever Winston Cup win came here in one of those 600 milers.
John Andretti's just come out of the infield care center, Matt.
Eli, he just walked out. John, first off, are you all right, and what happened?
I'm all right. Darrell blew up, and when he blew up, it's kind of like the same thing at California when I guess Dale Jarrett blew up. You know, we were right tucked up underneath the back of him, and Dale Earnhardt was on the outside of him, and I spun in Darrell's oil and hit Dale.
Tough break for Johnny Andretti.
But fortunately, he was okay leaving the care center. We'll get an update on Dale Earnhardt's condition in just a moment or so. 11 laps of 30 complete. And there's Jeremy Mayfield now in 10th.
He's off the pace.
Problems for Jeremy. He was just making a move in 10th spot. And problems on the Mobile 1 Ford Taurus.
Bad break. Under the green. I mean, this count.
Yeah. That is what 4/10 of a second looks like. From the leader, Gordon, to second place, Martin. Another 4/10 back to Bobby Labonte in third.
No rush on Mayfield's car at all. They're not working on it. He's done.
Hooks up. Jeff Burton there in the 99 moving forward. Doing a great job tonight after not a great qualifying for this event.
Well, they had some problems trying to get down pit road with the back end of that thing jumping up and down. These guys are not really used to that kind of thing, coming down pit road flat out anymore, and a bunch of them did have trouble.
That's third and fourth. Bobby Labonte and Sterling Marlin. Richard Childress has now come out of the infield care center. Dale Earnhardt's car owner. Let's go back down there and get an update.
Richard just walked out. Richard, what's the update on Dale?
Well, you know, they're going to transport him to the hospital, and complaining real bad with his ribs and his chest, and he could have broke a rib or separated the cartilage or something. They won't know till they do the x-rays, but it's a tough deal.
Did he say what happened from his point of view?
No, we didn't talk about that. I was just more concerned about him, but from what I understand, maybe the one car blew up or something.
Well, tough break for Dale Earnhardt. You know, you don't want to joke about it, but this was the alien car from Darlington last year, a year and a half ago, and they had hoped that they kind of got the jinx out of it, but apparently not.
Now Jeff Burton, you see there in the 99, making the move around Michael Waltrip into the 11th spot. Jeff Gordon leads. Mark Martin is second. Bobby Labonte third. Sterling Marlin is fourth. Dale Jarrett fifth. Kenny Irwin now in sixth with Terry Labonte seventh. Rusty Wallace eighth. Bill Elliott ninth. There's 10th and 11th. Ricky Rudd in 10th. And the 11th man, 99, Jeff Burton, trying to get into the top 10.
Boy, that car in the middle part of the corner, Jeff Burton looked like he had two motors in the car the way it took off. I'm telling you, he's running right on the bottom of the racetrack, right on the white line, and moving away as he passes these cars.
Interesting story on Rudd's car. This is the third year in a row he's driven this same car in the Winston. It's the one he won the pole with here in October of 1995.
Jeff Burton, remember, made a chassis adjustment when he came down pit road a short while ago, so they apparently have their team dialed in now. Meanwhile, Jeremy Mayfield done for the night. Let's go to the garage and hear from him.
And Jeremy, you guys won the Winston Open. You transferred, but here you are tonight. Disappointed?
Not really. You know, I'm a little bit, but not at all. I mean, these guys worked hard. We've done everything we set out to do. We done all we could do. I mean, we had a fast car in the Winston there. We're just kind of laying low, you know, because it took a while for this thing to get running. But, man, this Mobile 1 Ford was tough tonight. Just something broke underneath that. We're not sure what it was.
All right, maybe you can get him at the 600. Thank you. Appreciate it.
The 600 being the Coca-Cola 600. That's run at this very same racetrack 1 week from tomorrow. Up front, Jeff Gordon by 7/10 of a second leads Mark Martin. We're riding with Blacker and Jeff Gordon here on TNN Motorsports.
Some things are obvious from the start. Like, things turn out better when you work together. That's why the UAW International Union and General Motors Corporation got together to create programs to improve skills and safety, to educate, to promote teamwork and build better quality cars and trucks. Assembly line to finish line. Teamwork wins.
No matter what you need, from a ball joint for your Blazer to a half shaft for your Honda, Pep Boys has it. Get Gabriel Pro Rider shocks only $12.99. Shocks for your car, sport utility, or truck just $12.99. That's savings to $28 on 4 truck shocks. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Need a muffler? Right now at participating Midas shops, the famous Economizer Plus muffler is just $29.95 for a limited time only. So get into Midas for a great muffler for just $29.95 before it's too late.
20 laps of 30 complete now in the first segment of the Winston, NASCAR's All-Star Race. The leader, Jeff Gordon. Mark Martin is second. Bobby Labonte is third. There you see the battles behind them. Fourth is right there on your screen. Sterling Marlin and Dale Jarrett. Kenny Irwin is 6th, Rusty Wallace 7th, then Terry Labonte, Jeff Burton, and Bill Elliott. That's your top 10. Don't forget, folks, when this next 9 laps have come and gone, they're going to be bringing out this big roulette wheel that is going to be spun, and on that wheel are the numbers 3 through 12. And whatever number comes up, that's how many positions are going to be inverted to start the second segment. So it's not like the old days where everybody gets flip-flopped and the last shall be first. This year, there's going to spin. That might be 3rd, might be 4, might be 7, might be 12 cars that'll be inverted to begin the next segment of the Winston.
Well, that'll save all the guys from having to put on the brakes like they did last year and almost have wrecks trying to get in last place on that first segment so they can have a great start on the next.
And they also get a chance to work on those cars. They can fire 4 tires at them. They can make any adjustments that they want on the cars during that break.
Now there's 11th and 12th, Ricky Rudd and Michael Waltrip. And there'll be no more than 12 cars inverted. It'll be no fewer than 3, no more than 12. So right now, guys like Jeff Bodine, Bobby Hamilton, Rich Bickle, who are running 13th, 14th, and 15th, they would stay in those positions. Again, only 3 through 12 will be inverted. Only 15 are still running. Mayfield, Waltrip, Andretti, Earnhardt, and Irvin already done for the night.
And all those people you just mentioned, Eli, were in the pit area adjusting their cars during the prior caution flag. So they're doing the best they can, but so far they're not moving forward very well.
The next segment will again be 30 laps as here goes Dale Jarrett for 4th inside of Sterling Marlin.
Sterling fighting back on the outside. He realizes he can keep that car on the bottom side there. The air is trying to pull on the back part of the Jarrett car as you see him drop back in line there. The car is a little bit loose on the bottom part of the racetrack when you have a car on the outside to keep the fire belt all the way through the corner.
Chevy ahead of a Ford right there. Part of the ongoing storyline of NASCAR since the day Bill France settled in Daytona Beach. Car makes and models argued about by fans and competitors time immemorial.
Part of the fun of it, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course, interesting, guys. I mean, it's been different today, too, as you see Ricky Rudd and Waltrip going for 11th and 12th, still battling. The circumstances of which cars have been strongest have varied today, depending on time of day, temperature, and so on. But
Eli, it's so different from when the track is really hot and you lose traction. Look at this move for second place as Bobby Labonte takes over second from Mark Martin. I've been watching Mark's car. Very good getting in. Loses just a little bit in the center part of the corner, but he's still got a good race car. He's waiting for this adjustment. When he makes the pit stop, he still has a good car.
By the way, if you're looking for Jeff Gordon ahead of these two guys, he's in his own area code. I mean, he's already better than 2 seconds ahead. There he is.
And watch how smooth he is on that wheel, buddy.
You can see it. He's looking in the mirror right now. He's on cruise control. You can watch when he turns into the corner. Watch his hands how still right here. Top of the wheel. He's going through the center part of the corner. Now watch how smooth when he starts off the corner. He brings his hands back down the straightaway. Very, very calm.
Not a lot of street cars handle that well.
No, and there's the spread. There goes Gordon out of your picture. And here comes the Labonte-Martin battle. That's 2 seconds, nearly 2.1 seconds.
Jarrett did try once to get that spot away from Sterling, but it looks like he's going to just set back there for the last lap or 2.
You want to see what a gap is from second to first? You can see Labonte and
there you see second and third. And look way ahead. There's Jeff
Gordon going through the dog leg, down through the front straightaway, heading towards turn 1, sweeps out wide, right back down to the bottom lane there. Pretty much he's giving it a little bit of movement as he sinks right in the middle part of the corner there, but down the straightaway, this car is hooked up.
And now here they are coming towards the wrap-up of segment number 1. There's 4th and 5th place, Sterling Marlin and Dale Jarrett. Jarrett continuing to ride a little higher in that corner, as you see, than Sterling.
You know, Eli, in the past, we've watched guys make adjustments, so in the fast car in the first segment sometimes has knocked the car on the second segment.
And they all necessarily will make adjustments, just firing 4 tires on those cars and filling the tank up with fuel. If that's all they do, that's a major adjustment.
And, of course, the caution now on the speedway. Caution's on the speedway, and this segment is done. Now, Buddy, you've been in these events. Gordon knows that he's not going to restart in front. He could be inverted back to third. He could be 12th. What's he thinking?
He and Ray Evernham right now are orchestrating the second segment of this race. Where he starts, as good as that car is, has very little to do with the way he runs. Right now, they're talking about, okay, what do we do to this car to make it better? They're not concerned about where they restart.
Now, Jeff Gordon, by virtue of winning that first segment, has just now won $50,000. Second place, that'll be Bobby Labonte. He has won $15,000. And the third place finisher, Mark Martin, has won $7,500. So that young man right there is happy, and so is that young man. He's $50,000 richer. And in a moment, they'll all come down pit road. The teams are able to make changes, and we'll find out about who gets inverted to where.
For those that just joined this program, do not adjust your set. Jeff Gordon's car does change colors as he goes through the lights here. It may look purple, it may look gold. It has a green tint to it.
I like the purplish look myself.
I like to see what's going to happen with every hot rod in America changing its paint scheme. I'll tell you what, this is something really special. I think you're going to see a lot of cars looking something like this.
The DuPont fellows very, very proud. They
break at 5:30 a.m., bringing you more traffic and more weather. Ken Tyndall and Cynthia Vega bring you live, local breaking news and information. And count on Pete Delkus for Central Florida's most accurate weather forecast, plus traffic and weather together every quarter hour. Make Eyewitness News Daybreak a part of your morning, weekdays at 5:30 a.m. on Channel 9's Eyewitness News. Coverage you can count on from Central Florida's news leader.
With my itchy, flaky scalp, I need 2 hands for itching and 2 more for flaking.
Now all you need is new double-action Scalpicin. It helps stop deep scalp itch and dandruff, too. Scalpicin is not a shampoo. It's a clear liquid you don't wash away. Starts working instantly to get under the dandruff with a medically proven medicine these dandruff shampoos don't have. New double-action Scalpicin.
No more flaking, no more itch.
Scalpicin helps stop deep scalp itch and dandruff.
$10 just doesn't seem like a lot of money nowadays. For instance, for about $10, you could buy a large pepperoni pizza without the pepperoni. Or you could buy a whole house full of furniture from Rhodes. Shop now through Thursday and pay just $10 down, $10 a month with no interest for an entire year. Plus, right now, get a 10% bonus in free furniture on everything in the store. So you can get beautiful furniture with everything. Hurry in to Rhodes before it's all gone.
All new Mazda MPV, the only sport utility van for those who play more than video games. V6, ABS, dual airbags, 4-wheel drive. MPV. Lease one from $299 a month, $1,500 down. MPV.
Is somebody famous from your town? We're tracking them down. Next Oprah.
Frequent Flyer continues here on ABC.
Come on, Eric, you're going to be late. Come on, honey, your Dorset exam is in an hour.
I'm coming.
What are you doing?
Trying to find my calculator.
This look familiar?
Yeah, thank you. It's just, I spent so much time trying to talk you guys into this. What if I don't get in?
You don't get in? You don't get in? Is that the end of the world?
No. I guess you're right.
Yeah, I'm right. Let's go. We both got a lot to do today. Don't give it another thought, Mrs. Rawlings. People misplace their checkbooks all the time. Well, it's really more embarrassing than anything else. All right. Your new account is open. Your new checks and your new ATM cards will be shipped to you overnight. Thank you. Now, what if somebody tries to use my old ATM card? It won't do them any good. So please, make sure you let your husband know. Oh, I will.
Come in. Man, I've been looking all over for you. We tee off in like 15 minutes. Let's go. Right.
Listen, I got a toothache that hit me this morning. Look, I can hear. Killing me. I got a dentist I want to see this morning. I can't make it.
Is there anything I can do for you?
No. Fuck.
Oh, all right, man. Just let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
Okay.
All right?
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Shirley, this is perfect. This development will be one of the most exclusive in Dallas. And judging from your pre-qualifying papers, you should have no trouble getting in at all.
Well, that's very good to hear. Wow, is this a pool?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, look at the design. Great. Gosh, I've got to get in touch with my husband. He's on a flight to Hawaii.
Well, I'm expecting another offer this afternoon.
Really? How far is this from the airport?
Only 30 minutes.
Nikki will love it.
Miriam, the first time I saw you, I fell in love with you. You give me comfort and joy every time I hear your voice. You renewed my life. And today we join our lives together. I give you my hand and my heart and my soul. And I trust I'll be safe with you always.
Nick, I will love you always, and I will be with you forever.
With the power vested in me by Almighty God in the state of Hawaii, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Not a problem. We're always happy to expedite an account of this size. And after all, it is your money.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
If you'll sign here and here, I'll have your stock portfolio transferred from your former brokerage firm into your new account here with us. Well, it's a pleasure doing business with you, Mrs. Rawlings.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you.
Are you happy?
Deliriously.
Get over here!
I'm gonna go talk to Sally for a minute. Okay?
Gentlemen?
Congratulations,
Oh,
Nick.
thank you, sir. Thank you.
You'll excuse me just a minute.
Sure.
Congratulations, Bill.
Great party.
Well, I know Miriam wanted a private ceremony, but my little baby's only gonna get married once. I'm sorry your friend couldn't make it.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I wanted Mitch to stand up for me, but he's got a bad case of stomach flu. He's stuck in the hotel.
That's too bad. Listen, Nick, I'm a hard man to keep a secret from. Miriam told me that your son doesn't approve of your remarrying.
Well, he's very close with his mother, very protective. They have a strong bond.
I can understand that.
After the splitting up, I realized that it affected him as much as it affected us.
Sometimes change is hard to accept, no matter how old you are.
Bill, I understand it's going to be hard for you to accept me as a son-in-law, but I guarantee you that I'm going to make Miriam as happy as she makes me.
See that you do.
Daddy, come on.
Excuse me. Sure.
Thank you very much. I'll look for the replacement cards in the mail. I don't know what I did with those cards. You've been so helpful. Thanks very much. Well, that is it.
Hey, what's going on? You don't look very good.
Oh, I think I'm just exhausted from all this.
Oh, I'd love to see the look on Nick's face the next time he tries to use one of these credit cards.
Honey, would you settle down?
How long does it take to check into a hotel, huh?
Well, I think it's only going to be another minute.
I'll take care of it. I'm sorry, Mr. Rawlings, but this card has been canceled. I've been asked to confiscate it.
Well, that's impossible. I used that card earlier to guarantee my reservation.
All I know is what I was told, sir. Would you like to try another card? Oh, my.
What is it?
It's the same code I got on the previous card, sir. I'm afraid I'll need to confiscate this one,
Oh, no.
too.
Give me a phone. I'm getting to the bottom of this right now. Thank you very much.
Nick, it's okay.
No, it's
Here,
not.
use this
Put that away.
Oh, yeah. It's okay. Here.
Very well, madam.
It's okay. Come here. It's okay. I'll straighten all this out in the morning. I have other plans for tonight.
Might be an opportunity to go sailing.
Yes, I'm still here. They weren't canceled. I keep telling you that. I'm Nick Rawlings. My mother's maiden name was Beecham. I mean, I don't know how else to prove this to you. My wife canceled the cards. All of them? Thank you.
This is the Rawlings family. No one's here right now, but leave a message and we'll call you back. Wait till after the beep.
Joe Beth, the credit card company called and said that you canceled all my cards. What the hell's going on? Joe Beth, when you get this message, I need you to page me as soon as you can.
Hey, sweetie, what was that all about?
The credit card company. I can't use any of them. My ATM card, nothing. I mean, this is crazy. What the hell is going on? Miriam, I'm so sorry. I feel terrible about this.
What? I mean, it's not your fault that the credit card company's messed up on your account.
No, but this is our honeymoon. I want this to be perfect. I don't want it to end like this.
Oh, yeah? Well, who says it has to end?
You know, I have to fly to Dallas tomorrow.
Well, I'm gonna go with you.
You're what?
Yeah, as a wedding gift, Daddy bought me a plane ticket to go with you to Dallas. I couldn't stand being away from you for 2 whole weeks. Nick?
Just give me a minute, honey.
Nick?
Hello?
Allison, honey, what is it?
Nikki, I found it.
You found what?
Our house in Dallas. You're still coming home tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be there first thing in the morning.
Good. I can't wait for you to see it. Are you excited as I am?
I'm thrilled.
I'm getting hungry.
Honey, listen, I'm in a big hurry right now, so I'll talk to you first thing in the morning, okay?
Nikki, I love you.
Yeah, I love you too. Mwah.
Honey, can I order room service?
There's a place. It's not on any map. But once you're there, you'll know. imagination is law. The borders, pure fantasy. And the natives are quite friendly. So visit whenever you like, because this is your journey. We just make the arrangements. Welcome to U.S. Satellite Broadcasting.
JCPenney. At JCPenney, value is more than just a great price. It's everything we do to show how important you are to us.
We're doing more brands, doing what's real, earning your trust, because we care how you feel.
You're the one thing we value most.
JCPenney.
Your purchase of USA Olympic brand apparel helps support America's Olympic athletes.
The new RAV4 from Toyota. It's out there.
Hugh McGaddick here with presidential hopeful Mike Hall. Mike, what are your views on McDonald's Filet-O-Fish and McChicken sandwich?
Well, I stand for the... What?
Don't you just love them? And they're on sale. Right now, get 2 Filet-O-Fish or 2 McChickens for $2.
Well, that's great, but America craves change.
That's why I crave them. They're a great change of pace. Or in the morning, get 2 sausage McMuffins with egg for $2.
What about the issues? Issues?
Bless you. The Great American Sandwich Sale for a very short time at McDonald's.
Thursday.
You want me to go on the radio?
It was the chance of a lifetime.
She's Chicago's answer to Dr. Joyce Brothers.
But she hadn't planned on falling in love.
I thought my luck had finally changed.
Dolly Parton and James Woods. Straight Talk Thursday at 9, 8 Central.
Wednesday, look what's hiding beneath the uniform of America's honor guard. Neo-Nazis.
You will not resent it then if I say both of you are racist.
No. Want to know what's really going on inside the ranks? Primetime gets it done. Wednesday.
You want to talk about it? He's been over here to Dallas. He has bought her a house 2 blocks from our house. Can you imagine Eric on his paper route? Can you just imagine that? Well, can I help you? Sorry, I was supposed to meet my husband to look at the house. I must have the wrong address. Oh, well, maybe it's the house at the end of the block. I'm expecting to close on this the end of the week.
Hey!
Oh. Nice throw, fellas. Hi, I'm Allison Rawlings. Pat, Kelsey, how are you? Great. Are you new to Dallas? Yes, I am, moving from Chicago. My husband's an airline pilot. He's based here. Oh, he must spend a lot of time away.
Yes, he does. But after 3 years of marriage, I still like it that way.
Well, sometimes anyway.
And you, how long have you been married?
16 years.
Any children?
One. We have a son.
You know, my husband has a son with his ex-wife.
Really?
Yeah, the boy lives here with her.
Oh, how convenient.
Very convenient.
Oh. It's nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, too. Hey, good luck with your house. I can't believe you went over there.
I wanted to see her for myself.
What did you say to her?
It was kind of strange. I went over there wanting to scream at her. When she opened the door and I saw her, I couldn't do it.
Why not?
Because she's not some tootsie's having an affair with. She's a nice, normal woman, just like me. I felt kind of sorry for her. Hello.
You the owner?
Yep.
Nice ride. Jerry, for sure. Sure you want to sell it?
Positive.
You got the papers?
Yep, right here.
Made out to you, just the way you asked.
Nick and I sure had a lot of fun in this car.
Now's not the time to get sentimental.
Take it away.
How's Mitch feeling?
Oh, not so good.
Oh, well, I brought him some soup. I thought it might help settle his stomach.
That's so sweet of you. I'll make sure he gets it.
Well, can I take it to him?
No, he's on with the tower right now. Maybe when we land, okay? Yeah, right here. There you go.
I love you.
Love you. Here, soup.
Yeah.
Take it. Have a nice flight, huh?
You too.
Everyone.